R&B Money. We up. Tank. J Valentine. We are the authorities on all things R&B.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tank.
I'm J Valentine.
And this is the R&B Money Podcast, the authority on all things R&B.
Yes, it is.
Some people just make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit is good.
Yeah.
They're beautiful inside and out. When they walk in the room, it's electric.
Yeah. What's another word for it?
Spark.
A spark.
It's a spark.
Yes.
Oh, man.
You know, the detail is immense in terms of who and what this young lady is. I will just say incredible. I just want to stop there and introduce Jordin Sparks. Yeah.
That definitely had to be one of the best intros I've ever had.
That's
so
what we
thank you.
do at R&B Money.
We got to
you.
start selling intros.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
I don't know how much.
We got jingles, we got intros, we got all
we
the
got
things.
things, Jordan.
do it.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. How are you guys?
I'm awesome.
Good.
I wanna start this. I wanna start this pod by telling a story.
Okay.
Okay, you're a very popular singer.
Thank you.
Extremely,
Thank you.
and sometimes that can be confused with pop,
Sure.
as if you aren't urban.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Once you come into a club in New Orleans, you're just chilling, minding your business. We hosting, you know, our people down in New Orleans. You know who you are.
Yeah.
I look at you and I say, if the Lord just lays it on your heart to come on up on this stage and,
Yeah.
you know, just hang out with us. You ain't got to sing. You ain't got to, you ain't, you
It
know.
was a lot of festivities.
It was a
out
lot of
there.
festivities
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
And Jordan, you proceeded to walk on this stage, and, you know, in your shy, bashful kind of way. You use your shy, bashful really not. You're dope at it, right? No, it's not me, it's you.
No, I really feel that way in the moment. In the moment, I'm like, oh God.
And, you know, a lot of us had grabbed the microphones and sang, you know, and sang our hearts out, and we had hoo-yahed all night. Hoo-yeah! And you came on that stage and you started singing, and everybody in that club, casino, whatever that room was that we was in, said, "What?
Yeah, they
the
sobered up.
Fuck,
They
is
sobered up.
going
They sobered up.
on?"
Yeah.
That was a really fun moment.
She got that, and I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, you ain't know?
Oh, you ain't know? Yeah, my dog got everything. My dog do the whole thing. You are just an incredible talent.
Thank you.
No matter the room, no matter the setting, no matter the demographic,
The gift gonna show up.
the gift,
Thank you.
it just is what it is. So I just wanted to, we wanted to give you, you know, the respect
Thanks.
and the love and the flowers
Yeah.
that go along with that. Any room,
Don't get it twisted.
Don't
Any
get
room.
it twisted.
Any room.
on Martin Luther King or Sunset Plaza,
On Rodeo or Rodeo.
on Rodeo or Rodeo,
Yeah.
you gonna go crazy.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I received that because it's definitely a gift. It really is a gift. I was born with it. There's nobody in my family that really sings like me yet. We might have some, you know, my nieces, nieces and
hold on.
DJ might. but-
Nobody in your family?
I mean, I have musical people in my family. So like my uncle was in a band and my nana played piano. Everybody played piano. My grandpa played the organ. Like, so we have musical talent. My dad said he was in choir, but I've never heard him sing seriously enough to like
right.
be able
Be able
to
to
tell.
gauge it.
Yeah. But music is well loved in my family for sure, but nobody
Yeah, some
sings
people
like
just get
I do.
in choir because girls are there.
Yeah.
Also could
I'm talking
be.
to my son. I know why you got in choir.
Dad, choir. I got the,
I'm like, you?
I got it. I got the love for it.
You didn't tell me Deuce was in the choir.
Man, we'll talk about it.
I love that.
So,
I love that.
So let's go back to that. Let's go back to the beginning.
Sure.
To where, you have this musical family, but then there's you, and everyone's looking at you like, well,
where did that come from?
How's she doing that?
Yeah. I mean, I knew at 7 that music and singing was what I wanted to do.
I knew at 7.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew at 7. And that was also because I started realizing that when I would sing, people would be like, oh my gosh, like that's really good. But I realized that it wasn't in the way that it was towards little kids when you kind of, you encourage them all the time, just because. But they really were meaning what they were saying. Like, yes, your voice is really good. And I was like, oh, okay. And I loved doing it. So I just started singing. And then American Idol came on. I watched Kelly Clarkson win, and I just was so excited. I watched her, and I just remember looking at my mom saying, I want to do that. Not necessarily Idol, because no one knew it was going to be around for as long as it's been around. But the emotion, she was singing, she was choked up, and she was singing, and everybody watching her was just looking at her with awe, and there were pyrotechnics going, and people were clapping, and I just loved the emotion and how charged it was being on stage, and the ability to sing a song and to change somebody like that. And I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And so I think I was 11 or 12, and I was like, I want to do that, Mom. She goes, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, we'll help you get there, but you have to do your side of it. It's going to be a lot of work, but it wasn't like work to me. I couldn't wait to get out of school so I could sing. You know what I mean? So, did all that. I grew up in church, singing in church. Yeah, I sang in church. I wasn't able to join the choir in the big church, but I could sing the solo and have the choir back me. So that was nice.
Hold on.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that threw me off.
It was, because there was a certain age. I couldn't be in it because I was too young. So I was singing in the big church at like 12, but I couldn't be in the choir. I was in high school worship though. I was doing like junior high and high school worship as well. So it was like I couldn't do all of them.
So how did they let you sing the solo, but you were too young to be in the choir?
It was Christmas and Easter, Jesus born on this day.
And so they let you rock.
Yeah. So I rocked it. I brought the house down, and then bye guys.
So
see you later.
We got a special guest for you guys.
Exactly. Here from the high school room. Yeah. But it was fun. It was fun.
We're going to bless y'all.
You know the first thing I heard. I don't normally do this, but go ahead. Don't worry about it.
Show a little bit of the remix.
Just a little special guest, but it was fun.
And where are you at this time?
I was in Arizona.
Arizona.
Grew up in Glendale, Arizona, and so I went to that church, and then I did that for a while. Then I did local stuff. There was this place called Mr. Lucky's that was a country western bar.
Come on, country
and
western.
They had a family fish fry Fridays. Sorry, it's hard to say. But they had a competition there every Friday for the kids. So everybody would come, families and their kids, and I would compete in this competition, and I won. I came back the next week, and I won. And I came back the next week, and I won. And I came back the next week, and they're like, all right.
So let me ask you a question. Here's my question. So were you one of those people that would act surprised after you win the third time?
No, there were really good kids.
God,
there were good kids. You never knew. Because it was different. I guess I was the only person who kept coming, but there were different people.
The other kids
there were different people.
Jordin gonna be there.
So, what they did was they pulled me aside and they said, "Okay, look, it's not fair. So what we're gonna do instead is you can sing with the house band."
How old are you at this time?
14.
You said 14?
Yeah, and
so you're born and raised in Arizona. Mm-hmm. So was your dad? Did he play for the Cardinals?
Is
that why you were there?
He played for the Giants. So my parents met in Phoenix. They both went to Arizona State University. That's where my dad went to college.
Okay.
He was drafted out of there in 1992 to the Giants. And so during the season, we would move to New Jersey. And the off season, we'd come back to Phoenix. And when he retired, we came back to Phoenix. So Arizona was really my main constant. Mm-hmm. Whereas I love New Jersey and I love the tri-state area, but I was always changing schools. I was always the new kid. I was always trying to do something new. I couldn't really plant any roots there. But Arizona, I went back to the same school. I saw the same friends. My family was there. So that's how it worked. But I definitely think that helped prepare me for what I do now.
That's what I was going to ask you. Just to move around and new friends, new schools.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize in this business there's so many people that are coming and going at all times. There's, even if you're at a label, still people coming and going. It's not like it's very rare that you find someone who's been at the same job for 30 years in the music business.
Yeah.
They may be, they may be still be in the music business, but they'll be at different companies. It might, it just moves around.
Yep.
And I think sometimes that's a little difficult for people to deal with.
Yeah.
Who haven't experienced that, especially before they get into the music business. So for you as a kid, you're moving around, you're changing schools, you got to make new friends.
Yeah.
It's kind of preparing you for what's coming in a sense.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that it helped me just because you walk into different rooms all the time and you never know who's going to be in there, and you never know what's going to come out of going into that certain room, whether it's a meeting or it's a gala or it's an event or it's a party. Every time you go in, there's somebody that you don't know.
Right.
And so you have to have kind of this ability to not necessarily kind of be a chameleon, but not changing who you are, but being able to like
adjust.
Oh, okay, I can rock with this room. Oh, okay, I can rock with this one too. And I think it's a special gift and talent as in and of itself to be able to do that, because it can be really hard, like you said, if you're not used to constantly seeing new faces and new people and doing things like that. And also with my dad being who he was, he was in the spotlight and we were kind of on the outside. We were on the outside. So for me, I got to watch him interact with his fans. I saw how he did his interviews. I saw how people loved him. My dad has this special ability to just make you feel like you've been best friends like your whole life.
He's Tank.
Yeah, within 5 minutes. Yeah, you guys would get along really well, actually. You guys would really get along. But and so I watched him do that, and he made everybody feel so special. And that's what I want to do whenever I have an interaction with my fans. Sometimes I don't want to do it, but I do it anyway, because it takes much longer to say no and explain why you don't want to take the picture and instead of just being like, okay, and just smile.
get it.
That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, like it takes 2 seconds most of the time. There are those moments where people want to start sharing their stories and stuff, which is fine. If I have the time, I love to listen and whatever it is. But I never want to be that person who they're like, don't meet your idols or your favorite people. So I'm always thinking about that. I do have my moments though. Like if I'm sitting down and eating, I will politely be like, well, after I'm done eating, I would love to take a picture with you, and their response is up to them at that point.
Right.
So,
and that can go either way.
I've had it either way.
I would just kind of think, just diving into that. Well, it was 2 pieces. First, I was going to say I knew you probably were able to see things at a different level because of your father being at the pinnacle of a thing. You know what I'm saying? He's in professional sports. So those rooms for him. So real rooms, you're in those rooms, so you're able to see that move around and understand those movements. But going back to the sitting down eating food, I'm just wondering, if in 2023, if people haven't figured out
to do that,
don't do that.
No, I think it's worse now. To be honest,
I'm eating.
I think it's more so, instead of respecting your time, they're thinking about the time they have. Like, can I wait for this person to finish? Which is their own selfishness, right? That's, because in anything, when you're getting into someone's space, that's your own selfishness. But I think in the mind, it's like, all right, this nigga eating slow. Need to spit dog.
Dang, he just ordered dessert. I got another dessert? 20 minutes.
He wildin'.
And it's one of those things where people feel like I may never run across this person again.
Yeah.
This is my opportunity.
But see, if it's that, right? If it's that thing where you may never get this opportunity again,
don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up.
Right.
Because I'm okay with when you finish eating or get a second.
Yeah.
My wife would love to. Yeah. When I say I got you, I got you.
Yeah.
But I love to eat. You know what I'm saying? I love food.
Yes, me
Food
too.
speaks to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm having an intimate moment when I have a meal. Like, it's not regular. Like,
Yes,
this is a relationship. You are interrupting.
Snacks is talking.
We're making love right now.
Snacks now. He done turned to full snacks.
Snacks. Is that your nickname?
Yeah.
Snacky
Snacks.
Jackson.
Come on, I love that.
Snack King Cole.
Snack King Cole.
Snacky Chan.
Snacky
Snacky Yeah.
Snacky Chan. Here we go.
So I just had to touch on that because I just think that, you know, it's like you said, you may never, when you in a position where you may never be in that space again, you want to make the most of that space. You don't want to mess up.
No, I get it.
Okay.
I had somebody, I literally was sitting down eating by myself, and I was like in a little booth situation, and somebody just slid in right next to me and started talking. And I was like,
They was your plus one.
literally, I was just like, hi. I didn't know what to say. I was in such shock. Like, I'm normally though, like, you know, at the table right there, but no, this person just slid right in, started talking like we had known each other for years. And I was like, I did not know what to do in that moment. I don't even remember what I did. And then there was another time I was with my mom and her best friend, who's essentially like my mom number 2. And we were out sitting. It was just me and the girls, and this lovely lady pulled up her chair and just sat down and started chatting with us and like reaching over, and like she got
grabbing food.
Yeah, and we were like, "Excuse me," and
Pass me the salt.
exactly, and I couldn't say anything because I was like,
You killed that shit on
we're in this, I know, right? Exactly. But she got an attitude when we asked her to leave. She got an attitude because we were like, we don't know you and you don't know us. Like, you don't just, people forget, they just forget, you know, with babies and celebrities, people just forget.
I think it's another layer deeper than that, because some people feel like they really know you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't know how to act outside of that. Mm-hmm. They see you, they've read about you, they've listened to you, like, oh shit, what up?
Yeah.
And they just jump right in.
Yeah.
Because I've done that before where I think I know people.
Oh, you've done it to people too?
I've done it to people too. Because I'm like a fan of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
oh shit.
You did that
Yeah.
to Denzel.
What up?
You did that to Denzel. You did it. I already know.
I run all in, man, what's up with you, baby? Like, what were you doing? Like,
We killed training day, didn't we?
We did. I was with you right there.
and I'll be thinking I know him, and I don't.
Never had that moment.
Because
I've never thought I know somebody.
I got like
Right.
I got like a photographic memory, right? And so like when
Oh,
I'll be
man.
scrolling on the gram or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you go down a rabbit hole and you just dive into certain, oh yeah, and I'm really locked in, and I'll see a person, I'm just
I saw this. Hey, how's your kids doing?
and I
They
come
good?
make myself at home, you know what I'm saying? So you got your
Yeah.
basketball, right?
Yeah.
Like I got a guy, you know what I'm saying, who really show him like, so.
But it's a little bit different because you get a little grace because you were also in the same.
I get a little grace, but
Yeah.
I'm still kind of doing.
Get a little bit of grace.
I understand the mindset of seeing somebody that you really
Yeah.
think you know.
Yeah.
And
And just,
obviously, you know, me and him, it's always funny with us because he's doing that, and I'm like, you don't know him, bro.
You're just in the back like.
But the funny thing is, I know they know who he is
Right.
and that whole
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
but we're
yeah.
like being a basketball game, be like, oh, you know, that's a Chief, you don't know you.
He doesn't know.
no.
You.
Here's
No,
what
like
happens.
that.
Or we'll walk away and Jay be like this, who's that? I was like, I don't know.
Yes. Oh, I do that a lot. I don't mean to, but I do that a lot too.
He just looked like somebody I knew.
Yeah.
And that's just the interaction. Like we sit there
Oh
chopping up for
my
like 15
God,
minutes.
yes.
And Jay be like, who's that? I was like, I have no idea.
That happened the other day. We were driving. I don't know. I was talking to this person, and he goes, "Who was that?" And I said, "I don't know. I don't remember."
Yeah. I can't hide it on my face, so they always act. You don't remember me, huh? I don't, bro.
We meet a lot of people. It's
don't.
really hard at this. I don't feel as embarrassed as I used to when people would say that, like, you don't really remember me. And I'd be like, you know what? Honestly, I don't. I'm so sorry.
I got to get better at that. Because I'll still be like, yeah.
I just be like, remind me.
Same.
Remind me.
I remember faces. I might not know exactly where we met and stuff, but I'll be
remind
like,
me.
did
I
we
mean,
meet
you got
before?
you got a mom, right? You
I
got
have a mom.
and a-
Don't you?
You
and a
came from
dad.
somewhere.
Yeah.
You like basketball, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I remember. Yeah, you got the outfit. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, all right. So back to
Phoenix.
that was our own rabbit hole. That's funny.
Kelly Clarkson is cooking, by the
Sure.
way. Shout out to Kelly Clarkson, who was
Shout
Yeah,
out.
cooking,
You be rocking.
singing, and you see this and you say, "Mom, I want to do this."
Mm-hmm.
What's the next step from there? Because you're watching this American Idol. I'm not sure you even know how to get to that space.
Yeah,
but
no.
You're
And I
trying
wasn't
to
old
figure
enough.
out
Yeah.
what the next move is. So now you're at these
Cheating at the
singing competitions. You're cheating.
Oh, so I got to, so at 14, I got to sing then. So they would have the competition and then I would sing with the house band. So somebody else was able to win and do the whole thing.
Thank you.
I just, listen,
Jeez.
I was just doing what I love, okay?
So did they pay
I didn't
you
know
now?
any better.
Did they pay you when you became part of the house band?
I actually don't remember.
Because we need to go ahead and get back to that. And go
I don't
pull
remember.
Up on that bar.
I don't remember.
You
It's
owe
still
me.
there. It's still
Okay,
there.
let's go see 'em.
It's still there. I actually the
Me,
people
you,
who
Tank,
used to work
Dana.
there.
hey.
You got some.
Jordan put in some hours back in the day. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need that. Y'all got.
Mr. Lucky.
Get out of
right
there.
on
Come
there.
on, Mr. Lucky. Y'all
Come
got
on,
wings.
good.
You
Y'all
got
got
wings?
food?
What you
They
got?
do. They do. They do. I mean, they've since then they've closed and reopened. But it's like now a historical monument in
Oh,
Phoenix,
nice.
so it'll be there for however long.
That's dope.
But after that and during that time, I auditioned for, I don't even remember how I got into that. There's this thing called Country Thunder, and it's a really huge festival. It's kind of like Stagecoach, Coachella, but it's in Phoenix. And so it had all these people, and I won the Young Guns contest. So I was able to go up and I got to perform with the band on that stage. And then I also came out here to California to audition. I auditioned for Star Search. I auditioned for America's Most Talented Kids, which I ended up going on. And I won my episode, and then they brought us all back at the end of the season for a tournament of champions. And that was, I mean, everybody, it was all different talents. So there was an electric violinist, there was a martial artist, there were a couple of singers, there were, music, guitar player. And the electric violinist won the whole tournament of champions. But I won because I met Tori Kelly. And I met her there. So she was I think she was either 11 or 12 and I was 14. And that's where we met. And we've known each other ever since. So it's been really cool.
Who was the host then?
Oh,
You remember?
Jeff Coulier, I think. I don't remember.
Because Nick Cannon ended up being a host for America's Got Talent too, right? Or was it?
Oh no, it was
no,
America's
this is-
Most Talented Kids.
Yeah, Most Talented Kids.
Yeah, not America's
Okay.
Got Talent. It was a different.
That's
it
all.
was a
Sounds
different
like
thing.
the remix to each other.
Literally, I mean, they're all iterations of
Okay.
each other. But I did that, and then I just kept doing different competitions that I could, find. I was like, I'll
Yeah.
sing anywhere,
you could win.
And I did a few different things across the country, some national stuff too. There's a thing called Music in the Rockies where it's Estes Parks, the Gospel Music Association. And I went there and I sang a few different songs, but I was in the Southern Gospel category, and then the pop category. So I did both. And that went really well. That's where I also snuck backstage with my, snuck backstage with my little envelope with my resume in it backstage and handed it to Kirk Franklin. I was like,
Oh.
I said, here, I was like, I want to sing with you. I want to go on tour with you. I love you. And I just walked back there like I knew where I was going.
You was gonna be part of God's people.
I was there. God's property. Let's
Oh,
go.
property. See,
Yes.
there I go. I don't. You know what, Kirk?
God's people. Hey, same thing.
Same thing, right? No?
But I did that,
It's
and he actually had me sing. I have a photo. I think my Nana has the photo, but he was like, okay, sing a little something. And so I did. And I sang, and he was like, okay, I would definitely, we'll talk, whatever. We never talked. It's fine.
You big league Jordin
Wow,
Sparks.
Kirk.
No,
Yeah.
it's fine. We good.
Wow.
We cool now.
We starting God's people.
No, we,
Hey, but I get it.
we're starting God's people so that Jordin, so we can say yes.
Okay, Kirk, if you're watching this,
You
you
know.
know I adore you. I think he's awesome. But the funny thing was, after I won Idol, I saw him on the carpet. I think it was either the BET Awards or something. I saw him on a carpet and I was like, "Hi, Kirk, do you remember me?" And he was like, "This is the biggest regret of my life." And I
way.
was like,
Oh, he remembered.
Yes, he remembered. And it's funny because he now every time I see him, that's like what he starts with. He's like, I should have called. I'm like, I know. But hopefully we'll get to do something together. But it was really cool. So I did all those kind of competition things leading up to Idol. And then I auditioned and I auditioned here in Pasadena. And I was up at 2 a.m. I was in line with everybody. Everybody's singing for hours before we even get let in. And it was at the Rose Bowl. So there's like 15,000 people that are there.
Jesus.
And I go in and I audition. And there were 4 of us in a row. And like we step forward, step back, step forward, step back. And I sang my song. And she was like, okay, well, this is the end of the road for you guys, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh. Okay, well, is there any like advice you can give me? We're not allowed to give advice. And I was like, okay.
But she was a kind of a judge.
It was, so the way they do it, I guess I can say this now because it's been so long, but the way they do it is you audition in the stadiums. They have a whole bunch of tents set up at the bottom on the field, and it's like 4 to a table. So you have, if there's 4 to a table. So you've got 10 of those and then 4 people. So you got 40 people auditioning and they all stand up one at a time. And there's like either 1 or 2 people sitting at the table and they're involved with the show in some way. So they may be an EP or they may be somebody around the back or somebody like that. Because Simon, Renda, and Paula were not going to sit through 15,000 people. Let's just be real. So that's like the first round that they kind of go through, and then there's another one, and then another one, and then you get to the judges. So they
don't have
narrow
time
it down.
to critique is pretty much what she told you.
Exactly. She was like, we're good, thanks. And I was like, okay. And I remember people throwing tantrums on the ground, actually, like when I was walking out, because they would cut off your wristband. And for some people, 28 was the age limit. That was it. Like they could never audition again. And
So you could audition up until 28.
yeah, as many times as you want. It depends on how far. I think if you get to the top 10, you can't audition again, but top 10 and under, or before that, I think you can
And
still
do you
audition.
paid audition?
Yeah,
or-
No.
I was going to ask the same
No,
question.
no,
Yeah,
you
'cause I was
don't.
like, that sounds like a.
I'm about to say, yeah,
Let's get that bag.
somebody's getting a bag.
Keep coming.
Hey, come on, why
baby.
not?
Come on, baby.
But yeah, so I went back home. I did a localized version of American Idol called Arizona Idol. All the Fox affiliates at the time were doing that because Fox was the sponsor of the show at the time. And I won that. And the prize for that was being sent to the next nearest audition city. And so I won a ticket to Seattle the same season. And that's where I made it. And yeah, the rest is history.
So you go to this one and don't make the cut. You go back home, same program, win it, and then go to Seattle and get it cracking.
yeah.
Who? I mean, maybe you don't know, but who is the person?
I'm trying to see if she ran into the hater too.
Who is the hater?
Yeah.
I
Did you
can't.
have your stare down?
Oh no, I
moment?
remember. I remember. I know exactly what this person looks like. I know their name. I know the whole thing. But when I got back to the show, they were not there. So
That tells you
there's
something.
there's that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that had anything to do with me or not.
No,
but
we gonna say
but
it
they weren't
did.
around. So
We gonna say you missed, as Kirk Franklin would say. My biggest regret. You understand what I'm saying? You let her go.
But it's
So
okay.
we're gonna let you go.
Maybe that could have been how it went.
That's the story from R&B Money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
We'll
gonna
just
be-
that'll
that's
be
gonna
the
be the
that'll be the story.
headline.
But no,
everybody has to have their villain story.
sure.
And
Definitely.
that was your villain story.
I definitely think it taught me a lot in perseverance, though. Truly, because like, and especially in this industry,
didn't give up.
well, yeah, we get told no all the time. We get told no all the time.
Every day.
It's not just before you make it.
Yeah.
It's while you make it, when you make it, as you keep making it. Like you're always told no, and I think that was a really big lesson for me. Although I wasn't thinking about it at the time, I just was like, oh, I'm not going to stop singing. I'm just going to keep singing. And I was like, I can audition again because I was the youngest you could be at the time. And I was like, I'll just audition again next year. Onwards and forwards, to doing the other things. And, doing that led me to being able to make it back. Because if I didn't, I would have never won that competition. I would have never gone to Seattle. I would have never gotten the ticket, and I would have never made it on the show.
Do you feel like it kicked you into overdrive to a certain degree? Or you was just like, this is what it is? Or do you feel like, did you have those, like I said, that villain moment where you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to see you again.
I'll see you again. I thought that when after we left, because I figured that person would be around
there, yeah.
if I auditioned again. So I did walk into the building after I made it thinking that person was going to be around, and they weren't there. And I secretly was like, like, okay.
But I think that, that ultimately speaks to just, the next generation of people who are coming up who really want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you got to keep pushing.
you got to keep chopping.
You got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
keep
And there's
pushing.
always, if a door is closed, there's always a
Right.
window, there's a sliding glass door, there's a basement, there's a chimney.
Jay always says this. You only need one yes.
Yeah.
That's all you need. And more now that yes is more available than it's ever been. When you started, that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
You
No.
couldn't just go make some content and get cracking. You literally had to wait
On the
to the
gatekeepers.
next
Yeah.
thing, to a different city, to a, you know what I mean? Now it's like, I honestly don't understand talented people that don't get cracking now in some capacity.
Some
Sure,
way, shape,
yeah.
or form.
You know what I mean? Because you just don't have any hustle.
Right.
Because now, literally, you can wake up in your room and say, okay, what can I make in this room to look like something? And how can I sing such and such a song, or sing my own song that I just going to make people pay attention to me?
Yeah.
Okay, that one didn't go. You know what? I'm going to do 1,000 more.
Yes.
And hopefully somebody will see me.
Yeah, and it's like you can cheat. You can do the analytic on the songs that get the most traction when you sing them
in a certain city, in a certain time.
or at a certain time, and which day.
It's
and
so
The
much
data
information.
is
Do it.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the data is incredible. We're doing that now.
Yeah.
Like even you have to roll with the times. Even though sometimes I feel a little left behind. I'm like, what is that?
What is that?
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Wait, I'm cracking in Idaho?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
What?
But I do think you're right. There's so much opportunity for people. And that's how I felt at the time as well. Not necessarily because of the times, because it was different, but there were 35 million people watching us twice a week. Every week while I was on the show. And so my whole mindset was, okay, I want to win. Obviously, I want to win.
Yeah.
So many variables have to line up for that to happen. But if I can get to the top 10, I'll be on live television in front of 35 million people. If I get 10th, I'm still winning.
Yeah.
How am and that's my mindset, because I know there are a lot of people that didn't really have the greatest experience with the show. Everybody's got a different perspective. I had a great time with the show, but that's what I always looked at. I was like, you can't be mad if you have all these people who know you now. And if nothing's happening, you have to look at like, what are you doing?
You can take that.
Yeah, you can take that and
with
go
it.
for sure.
Your
Like,
glass was half full.
yeah, and you can have a whole career. You could tour. You can do everything with that many eyes. And now it's exemplified. Wait a minute. No, that's a church word. Amplified. Thank you. It is amplified a million times than it was then. Because you can do a TikTok and you can have a million views in an hour.
Yeah.
Like, it's just insane.
What are your nerves like
What do you mean?
on the show?
30. How you thinking to yourself? It's
it's-
35 million people watching.
yeah.
It's 35 million people watching. It's 35.
Yes, but I was excited for that. I wanted
You
that.
were ready.
Yeah, I wanted that.
She was already hammed up. She
Yeah.
was already,
Yeah.
it's me, I win. Just
35,000.
I was still
35 million.
nervous.
It's all the same to me. Turn the music on.
I was still nervous. Like, it was still like, nerve wracking to go out there. But at the same time, it was more the waiting and the lead up to getting on the stage. Because once I get on the stage, that's where everything makes sense to me. Everything goes like this. Yeah. So that part is fine. I get nervous before and I get really shaky after I get off stage. But when I'm on stage, nothing can stop me when I'm on stage.
And how was the prep for that?
Just Idol in general.
The show, yeah.
It was a lot. There was definitely a lot. I feel like American Idol was the boot camp that everybody pretty much needs to go through for the industry and also for media training as well. So the schedule typically on my season, because I don't know what it is now, I'm sure it's even crazier, but for my season it was Monday we woke up and we recorded the full length version of the song we were going to sing on Tuesday, because that was the first year that they put the singles on iTunes. Of what we sang on the show. So Monday we would wake up and do that, and then it was rehearsal and possibly getting clothes and a little bit of like downtime because the show was on Tuesday. Tuesday was show day. You wake up at 5 a.m., go there, everybody gets ready, you do a full dress rehearsal, then you do a full live show. Wednesday, do the same thing again, and then there's a live show, but then somebody gets kicked off until you're all emotional. Thursday, you're still emotional because your friend just got kicked off. Thursday, it's first come, first serve for the new theme of the week, and then you have to pick the songs, and it's whoever gets them emailed in to the person gets first come, first serve. So I would take like 5 songs, and I'd be like, I want all of these, and these are my options, and that's what I would go for. I had twice. There were 2 weeks where somebody asked me for the song that I wanted to sing, and I was like, okay, you can have it. So they sang the song.
Sweet spot song.
Yeah,
too.
I was like,
I'm about to murder this one.
Yes, but they were like, please, I don't know any other song, whatever they said, and I was like, all right, cool, I can sing another one, no problem.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then a Friday would be the same, be shopping, trying to figure out what we're wearing, all of that stuff. And then Saturday was...
Where they would take you guys shopping?
Yeah, they would take us.
So you can kind of... now you're starting to find your own style, too?
Yes.
Within
yes.
that?
You're
Okay.
trying to, like, figure out everything, because now they have stylists that, that will constantly be around you early on. We didn't get that until top 12. So everything you saw up until top 12 was just what we had in our suitcases, just what we had. And so they had the person there helping us, but we ultimately had to pick everything because they didn't want anybody to be able to come back and say, well, they told me to do this or they told me to sing that. All of the decisions definitely fell back on us, which makes sense. And then Saturday was the mentor shoot. So they would have like top 12. We had Diana Ross. So I know it was incredible.
Come on, man.
We had Diana Ross, and she, the shoot is basically all day because we're on their schedule and their time. So sometimes we would start right on time. Sometimes people's flights would be delayed or different things like that. And we still had to just be in the spot, that whole hurry up and wait situation. We did that all Saturday, which was kind of exhausting. And then on Sunday, Ford was a sponsor of the show, so we would shoot a car commercial for Ford on Sundays. And then Monday we wake up and do the song. Business. Tuesday do the show.
This is real business, man.
Yeah. So you learn real quick, like, and that was all here. So it also was a change to have to do that like that everywhere else.
And that was once you got into the top 12.
Top 12 was when we had the mentors and we started the Ford shoots and the whole thing. Yeah, that was top 12.
When does the business start? Because at a certain top that they
top 10
they sign everybody, right?
Top 10, they basically they put us in a room and said, this is the lawyer. He told us about like bullet points, and then they were like, you need to sign this or you can't continue in the competition.
And does anyone have a lawyer present? No one.
Not at that time, no.
So you're literally.
But I didn't know any different, and I don't think anybody else in the group did either.
I honestly don't think at that point you have a choice.
No, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
you don't.
No.
Flat out. But what I'm saying is that it's not. So were there people that were in that room with you that were like, I can't sign that? Was there anyone that was just like, I'm not signing?
I don't remember really. It's kind of vague, but I do remember feeling like all of us felt a little weird signing it.
Yeah.
But then knowing that we could potentially be
Off the show.
Yeah.
Not potentially.
No,
it's like you either
Yeah,
sign it or no. And so it was like, oh, they put you in the situation to really be like, this could change my entire life.
Real life Hunger Games.
Exactly. This could change my entire life. And so we signed it, but yeah, all of us signed it so that we could make
rest.
under duress.
He can get out of those contracts.
Right?
You know where I'm going.
See, if I wish I would have known, you know. But it
No.
wasn't too. I mean, because I won, it definitely benefited me. It was different, and there were two different contracts because it was the label contract, and then I was signed with 19 Entertainment as well. So there was like this dual thing happening. But basically, they had the option to manage the top 10. But it was up to them. They could or not.
So they had a management production.
Dip. Yes.
Lock it up, breakfast.
Lock it up.
It literally, yes.
But, okay. So we also like to give the other side. Mm-hmm. We always like to give the other side.
Yeah.
And have a true understanding of the business and what people walk into.
Yeah.
Knowingly and unknowingly.
Yes.
But then give, the balance.
Yeah. What happens after?
Because this is also a show that is supplying everything you need to become successful in the music
Yes.
business. They're supplying everything.
Mm-hmm.
There is no manager. There is no agency. There is no producer. There's nothing else attached to you as the artist but American Idol. And they're building every single thing that will be a part of you.
Yeah.
So, it sounds crazy. Like, we make jokes about it. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, they got everything. But they're supplying everything as well.
Yeah.
They're giving you a platform. They're putting you in front of 35 million people
Sheesh.
weekly.
I signed
Twice.
the contract. And
Twice a week.
So 70 million.
Yes.
I wasn't
Yes.
in front of nobody. They wasn't putting me in front of nobody. I just signed it. They signed this champ. All right, shit. I mean, I hope we do something.
I hope we do something.
Hope it works.
Hope this works out.
Oh,
If not, back
man.
to the ghetto, you
You
go.
got back to the ghetto.
No, so, I also want to point that out.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a tough spot to be in for a creative and for an artist to where it's literally like sign it or get on or get up out of here.
Yeah.
That's tough, yes. But that opportunity in itself, you have to start weighing it out of, okay, what else could I do that could put me in this position?
At the time, there wasn't anything like that. There was.
I mean, there
that was
still isn't really anything like that that sets you up that way.
Right. I mean, I'm still, look, it'll be 16 years. Oh my God.
What?
Yeah. 16 years since I won. That was in 2007. And
That's crazy.
still,
That's crazy.
and I'm like, I still have, there are
You
people.
still like a baby.
I feel like one. I feel like one. But I still have people that come up to me and they remember like specific performances that I did. I still have people come up to me that are just like, we toured, there were people that followed us on tour. Like I saw the same people like every day on tour. They would drive and follow,
were
you
Idol
know.
super fans.
Exactly. Yeah. And and all of us in the top 10 had our own fans, like
Yeah.
that we all had our own fan bases. And I don't know if there's anything, I mean, I guess it's just a different type of fan base with like TikTok and stuff like that. I feel like with Idol, because people really did get to know me, they got to know me every single
invested.
week, and then they voted.
Yeah.
They had to.
They were invested
It was
in you.
only.
They argued about
It was
you.
call in.
Yeah,
they had to
they-
call
they
in.
I remember
about
them
you.
numbers.
Yes.
So that's how they made that bread too, though.
1-866-IDOL-06. I will never
you
forget.
remember your number?
I will never forget. My audition
It's
number
like your
was
prison number, right? No, it's kind of the same thing.
0066. All the
Bring
numbers.
6.
You know, we ain't nothing but a number. Here we
Bring
go.
6.
Bring them in. But yeah, so it was.
Had
It
to
was.
do count.
It was really. It was just really a time. Truly, it really was. And my season, I think season 6 and season 7 were the peak of the show then. And it was nuts.
And you won, what season did you win?
Season 6.
Season 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
in
you
2007.
were 6, number 6, and
Number
you
6.
won season 6.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. These numbers.
Yeah.
This guy here.
Yeah.
That's
And I was 16 when I auditioned.
oh.
Oh my God. It's going. Oh my God. It's meant to be.
Listen, LeBron 38 needed 36 points to
Oh my
surpass
God.
Kareem.
Oh my
Scored
God.
38 years after Kareem
That's
has set the.
crazy.
This is
That's
what's
crazy.
happening right here.
The
That's
real
crazy.
6 God.
It's a real 6 guy.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm playing roulette number 1, 16, and 6.
Yep. Yes.
My new number.
And we yelling
Love
Jordin Sparks.
We yelling.
Go ahead, spin it. Spin it.
Spin it.
Spin
Spin
it.
it. Joy!
Hey, hopefully I'll give you a little bit of luck because
Listen.
Definitely want that.
So me and this guy, funny roulette story.
okay.
So we're in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
We had a
Baton
show
Rouge.
in Baton Rouge. You have showed in Baton Rouge? You done? Any?
I've
Okay.
in New Orleans.
Okay,
Yes, I
but
haven't
you
done
gotta
Baton.
go
Actually,
Baton
yeah, I
Rouge.
did
You
do
gotta go
Baton Rouge.
and you got to go to.
You got to do Baton.
And you got to get to the boat.
Okay, the
Yeah,
boat.
you got to get to the boat because
Okay.
that's where the casinos are.
Oh, right,
there's a
okay.
casino on the water. So me and Tank and the family, we on the road,
The fan.
and I like to shoot dice, but Tank's a roulette guy.
Okay.
All the roulette tables are closed.
Dang.
So we just did a show. We got money to burn.
Got it back in.
We got money
got it to burn.
The back
Right?
end.
So we like,
The back
hey,
end
hey,
came.
hey, so my guy Tank, he just did the show downstairs at the casino, downstairs, and we would just like to know if can we open up one of these roulette tables?
Please.
So, they obliged.
Okay.
They gave us a roulette table for us.
Nice.
We like, listen, we gonna gamble. We got it on us.
Yeah.
We gonna gamble. They let us gamble for about 7 minutes. Because this guy decides to put $1,000 on 17.
Kicking their ass.
And it hit. I think I might have my little 20 or 25, 30 on
Yeah.
there. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with you, baby. I'm going to go with you. Yeah, the pit boss came and was like, we're going to have to close the table.
Yeah, the guy working this table, he's supposed to be somewhere else. He didn't know. He tripping. Ultimately, yeah, sorry about that. We're done. And if you
We're
can get
done.
the fuck out of here.
We got
That would help us.
But shout out to Baton Rouge because we love Baton Rouge.
We love
Yeah.
Baton Rouge.
But they told us we couldn't gamble
They said,
anymore.
okay, that was nice.
Yeah.
Hope you had fun.
They thought they thought they was gonna get us. We got them.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we-
really be using your numbers.
So
is what I'm saying.
Use them.
we're really gonna use those numbers.
25%.
One is my number.
Hey,
25%.
25.
God damn.
Yeah.
You like 19 entertainment, ain't
Look
you?
at that. Look at
Yeah,
that.
25.
Small set.
Small set of 25.
25, okay?
25, God.
Hey, if you're using my likeness,
Oh, see,
Wow,
here you go.
we can't yell her name.
Here
if you
you
use
go.
my name, well, what's up? No,
NIL. The NIL deal right here.
She has way too much information.
Now she does.
yeah, now I know. I know now.
But you
Okay.
learned.
Yeah, I definitely learned.
So you signed this very bad contract, and and you win. And you know what I think? I think about contracts. Me and Jay talk about this all the time. Is that, of course, contracts were meant to be broken, and we say,
Are meant to be renegotiated.
but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's all performance based, and I've always felt like I get what the contracts say, but if I get to it the right way, that contract could be adjusted or amended in my favor.
Yeah.
And if you
Absolutely.
believe in yourself,
Believe in
your
yourself.
talent will outlast the contract.
Absolutely.
I agree.
So now what is the next move? What is the journey after winning? What is that like? That's got
Did you get a bag?
Zoo.
Where's the bag? Did the
Yeah,
bag
where's
come
bag?
in?
Where's the bonus
Where
side?
does the bag
Yeah,
come?
where's the money?
I'm still looking for it.
Still looking for the bag?
I'm still looking for it.
Don't it advertise $1 million to the winner? And
It's $1 million contract.
Hey, Ruben, do you got my Pooh Shiesty mask anywhere close, man? We got some collections to do. We need to go see
We gotta
Lucky
go-
in them. We
Who's
gotta go see
name?
Lucky in them.
Lucky in there for
We need to go see
sure.
Lucky in them
Yeah.
in Phoenix.
Yeah.
We need to go. We
Pull
need
up
to go
on
see
Simon.
Pull up on Simon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pull up on Simon for sure, because he be driving that
that's
Bugatti.
I
I've
know he
seen
got
him a
it.
couple
Yeah.
times.
He
I
got
got
it
a
on
fast car too. I don't know if it's as fast as that,
But it's
but
electric. You wait for you faster.
I might be. You
You
know
faster.
what? I am electric now.
Yeah,
I'm
go
on
get
your.
him.
I'm on your shit
Yeah.
Electric.
with my Pooh Shiesty mask.
I can't. Not the mask.
So the bag wasn't immediate.
Well, it wasn't. No, it wasn't like that. You won the contract.
$1 million
You won
contract.
to be signed.
What? How much of that was in advance?
I wish I knew. I don't know. At the time, I wasn't asking those questions. I didn't even think about that stuff, except for these are the songs that I want to, like, this is what I want to sing. And I think that got a little, because I don't think they expected a 17-year-old to come in and be like, no. You know what I
I don't
mean?
want to sing that.
Yeah,
I
like
wanna sing this.
I don't like this song.
But you had already been touring too, yes?
So
with the
yes,
with
so,
the show.
So right after Idol, I go do some press, GMA, all that stuff in New York. Then
no, we don't know.
we come back.
Have you done?
I said yes, but I
Have you-
don't
have you-
know.
Good Morning America.
No, I know
There
what it
we go.
is, but I'm saying,
There we go.
Have you done all
There
that
we-
type of press like those?
Oh
I
man,
went with
yeah.
somebody. I think I sang backgrounds with Jamie. I sang backgrounds.
Because she just says it's just like we
They-
all do it.
they-
No, we
we
don't.
We all do it.
No,
they
we don't.
They didn't invite me.
No, they don't. We
They
don't
invited
all do
somebody.
GMA.
I was like,
Okay,
Jamie, you
so
think
I got to go as the winner of Idol to Good Morning America. And we did all of that, and then I came back.
Is that what that's
And
Al
then-
Roker and them? That's
Yeah, and then we started rehearsal for tour. So at the time, the top 10 went on tour for the summer, and so we started doing rehearsals, and then we did 59 shows in 56 cities from June to September. Yeah,
What?
and I actually, because I won, which makes total sense, so I don't hold this against anybody, but I was the only person who wasn't allowed to miss a show. I had to be
No, you're the
because they're
star
coming to see the
attraction.
winner.
Yes, I had to be at every single one. But for a 17-year-old who had never been on tour before singing lead,
And
tough.
you don't know how to manage.
I haven't warmed up. I'm not eating right. All the things,
All the
like the
things.
culmination of
Yeah.
everything. My
Yeah.
voice would leave, and I'd be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this moment. And they were like, well, you got to go. You got to sing.
Was there someone who pulled you to the side and gave you any guidance to preserving or anything like to get you through the nights?
I didn't really get that until after, like maybe a year or so after.
Oh wow.
A year after.
Yeah, but Idol
But it
didn't-
wasn't during
Idol
that
didn't-
time.
Yeah, Idol didn't provide that because it's all our talent. Like it's not supposed to be they take us and then made our voices what they
Yeah.
were. We just had to go with what we knew and what we had.
So is this a promo run or is there a bag attached to those
trying
The
to
tour?
find the bag.
59 days?
The tour, I got paid for
Okay,
the
all
tour.
right, all
Yeah,
right,
we all
okay.
got paid for the tour. Yes.
Come on, let's clap
We
for
got
that.
paid for the tour.
Let's clap for that.
We
Clap
did
for
get
that.
paid.
Jay is looking for a reason to put that mask on.
Right,
looking-
right.
he's looking
Let me
for a
not give him
reason.
any more reasons.
Yeah.
We gonna get it back in
But
blood.
we did the tour. On my days off, I was recording, so I had to get the album done.
You were full out.
Yes, so all of the singles, so One Step at a Time, Tattoo, No Air, and then a ballad I did called Permanent Monday, I did on tour on my days off when I'm supposed to be resting. So I got all those done, and then after tour, I had basically 2 weeks to finish the album, to get it done. And I was at Battery Studios with like 3 different rooms, and I was just going from room to room to room, writing and recording. And we got the album turned in, I think like maybe the first week of October, and it came out November 20th.
Golly.
Yeah. It was a very intense, like, but I understood because they were already auditioning for the next season of Idol. Like it was already in motion, so it was like you got to
So they
put
had to
this.
get you out
Sure,
of the
Yeah,
system.
you got to put the album out.
So are you
they know.
dealing with 19s A&R department? Or are you dealing with J Records?
So I was signed to Jive.
Jive, okay.
I was the first one to be signed to Jive. Everybody
Okay.
else had been signed to J.
Okay.
And I think it was a mix of both, to be honest, because
Mm-hmm.
I do remember going into the 19 building and discussing music and things with them there. And then I had an A&R over
At
at
Jive Records.
Jive as well. So it was this dual relationship. I don't really know how all that worked with them, but I remember having to go into both buildings and like, oh, well, what about this and what about that? And you know all the politics that come into it. We promised this producer this many songs on this other album, but they didn't take it, so now you have to take it.
Oh.
And I was like,
Yeah.
but I don't want to sing this
Song deal wars.
Song
Exactly.
deal.
So it got a little bit crazy, and I'm grateful because I love the songs that I got to do. There were a couple on there that I was like, this is not me at all. Like I would never sing this, but I had to.
Yeah.
So those things happened, but the album came out, it did really well. And from there, then I went on a promo tour for that, all the radio stations, all the Jingle Ball shows, all of that type of stuff. And I did a joint fall tour with Jesse McCartney. We did co-headlining tour with Jesse McCartney. Yes, it was so fun. And that was
you guys were on all the Jingle Balls.
yeah, right. Yeah. So
We're going to give a lesson real quick.
wait, was
Jingle
that,
Balls. Wait,
that-
hold on.
wait, I think it's the wrong year. It was the next year. Go ahead.
But we got to, because, they might not know what that is.
Right. Okay.
So,
Yeah. Jingle Ball.
The Jingle Balls are like the biggest of the biggest concerts. Give people a little insight.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Come on.
Okay,
'Cause you just,
She dancing around.
Yeah.
You know, Jingle
She
Balls.
dances around the flex.
You know, good morning, America.
So-
Shit's sweet. Shit's sweet, baby.
So when radio shows come together, they get the biggest artists of the year, whoever has the biggest song, and they put them all together. It's basically like just a big concert.
Yeah.
And all the major radio stations do it. So 102.7 Kiss FM, Power 106, they all have their own version. And Jingle Ball, because it's around Christmas time. They also do those in the summer as well, summer jams and those things. So I was...
on all of them.
I was on all of them. It was awesome. It was so cool. I got to meet a lot of people that I had been just listening to on the radio, and now I was on the same stage as them. It was so cool. But we did all of that, and then Christmas time came. I had like a little bit of reprieve then, and then January 2008, I start doing different shows, one-off shows. Shot the No Air music video. Then No Air came out February 11th, 2008. And Chris and I performed it on Idol. And then after that, I had a couple more spot dates. And then I had this corporate event. And I was doing sound check. And my voice just stopped working. And I was like... I knew where my voice could go, but it was like there was a cap. Like it just stopped.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what was going on. So I go upstairs and I call my mom on Skype.
The first Zoom.
Right, before Zoom. And I just started bawling because I was exhausted. I was so tired. And I just was like, I have to sing tonight and da-da-da-da. And I'm sure the crying didn't help. But I went to the doctor and he was like, oh, your left vocal cord just hemorrhaged. So basically it exploded. And they were like, you need to be quiet and you can't sing. You're going to have to cancel everything. And at the time, I was also in rehearsals for my first tour outside of American Idol, and that was with Alicia Keys. And I was opening, and it was my first time like doing my own music, and I couldn't rehearse, and I missed the first week of the tour. And at that point, when I missed it, it had been a month since the hemorrhage had happened. And I walked out my first night and I hadn't sang at all. So I had no idea what was going to come out. I had no idea if it was going to work. And I was like, please, God, please. And I stood out there. I can't even remember what the first song was, but my voice worked. And I was like, like, everybody saw.
Did y'all see this? Y'all see this?
It's working. So I went on tour with Alicia all summer, and that was her As I Am tour, which was just huge.
Massive.
Yeah. I watched her every night, almost every single night. She put on a 2-hour show, and I was just so in awe because I was like, 2 hours? 2 hours? Who can sing for 2 hours? I know now that I can, but at the time, I just was blown away. And I, heard the stage, and Neo was also on that tour. So I went, and then Neo went, and then Alicia. And so it was
lineup.
it was a great show,
Great
and
lineup.
I learned a lot. And after that, then I went and took like a little break, and I had to have vocal cord surgery. So they helped.
Surgery.
Yeah, so we helped, move. I've always had a really I've always had a little bit of rasp in my voice, so I've always had like a couple of nodules, but this was to repair as opposed to like take something away.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And so I did that, and then I think that was when I went on tour with Jesse McCartney then in the fall, and then I did more Jingle Ball shows. And then the next year I started my third album in 2009, or not my third album, my second album. And I started working on that. And then that came out in July of 2009, Battlefield and SOS. And that song went everywhere and went crazy. And I was just like, because you never know if the second time you do it, if it's gonna work. And it was definitely a different sound than my first album as well. It was more rock pop anthems, those like power ballads that were out at the time. And yeah, it worked. And I went on Battlefield tour, and after that tour, that was all summer long. And then the night I ended the tour, I got on the tour bus in Philadelphia, and the bus drove down to New York and dropped me there. And then I started rehearsals for my first Broadway show.
Nonstop.
Just keep.
Yeah.
It was just nonstop.
Yeah. And it kept going. It was like that. It was like that until 2016, when I was like, all right, I need to like take a step back from this for a second.
10 years.
Yeah.
Of
yeah.
nonstop, either performing, acting, preparation for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But that's a great run to be able to have.
Yeah,
especially
I am so
from
grateful.
that age. But we have to go back.
Let's go.
Go there.
No Air.
Yes.
Because No Air obviously was a record that, we were very familiar with, because it came out of a house that we were part of helping and were part of and building with, all the amazing writers and producers that were there.
Yeah.
And that record, James Fauntleroy.
For real.
What a guy.
James Fauntleroy.
Shout out to you, James.
My dog used to walk around the building with a backpack with his imaginary friend in it named Boo.
Oh, he still does. He still has the backpack.
So you already know.
Yeah.
But this is early. No records placed. No, just pure gift, pure talent.
Yeah.
When I heard that record, shout out Bluetooth, shout out Damon, shout out Harvey,
yes.
like shout out the guys. Like, when I heard that record, I was like, this is different. How I'm supposed to breathe with no air?
How?
No air.
How?
No air. You know what I mean? Like, that record was really, really special, and hearing you on that song was like, oh, this is a match made in heaven, literally.
Yeah.
That record was so special, and it came at such a great time for you.
Yeah.
And putting Chris on the record was just like, oh, okay.
Took it over the top
More
for
cheating.
sure.
This is
You-
this doesn't
I
make
wasn't cheating.
Actually, it makes sense, but this
cheating.
doesn't make any sense. Like, this is just
Right.
And it just like it was. I think that record had all of the elements.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of you as a pure singer, but also
As a teenager too.
as a teenager, but also as a big singer.
Yeah. It was
You
a
know what I'm
power
saying?
record.
It was a power
It was a
record.
power
Like, you
record.
gave us the technical. Like, I really do this. All through the verses and all through the things. And like, no, I'm really good at this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I know
I'm
you
her.
heard it.
But
I know
I'm
you
her.
guys can hear it too. Oh, that
And
makes me happy.
But then you went to, but I've also sang in front of 35 million people.
The hand, always with the hand.
Yeah. You make sure people, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Like, you did.
I'm ready.
It was
Goodness.
definitely a moment. Like,
And it was like I'm a live performer. That's my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing like it.
I'm always like, how is that gonna translate live? because that is a lot of information on that damn record that I've seen a lot of singers who are good singers
Trick that off.
try to recreate, their outstanding on-record moments and crash and burn.
Yeah.
Not because they're not good singers. It's just that when you're recording a record, it's different than performing a record.
Yeah.
You get rest time.
And you get more takes.
You get water in between.
We used to call it a 5-minuter.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Some
take
tea.
a 5-minuter.
You get tea. Take a 5
little
minute.
tea.
We're gonna get some lunch. We'll get back to it. You know what I'm
back
saying?
around.
You know what? We're tired. Tomorrow's the day.
5 hours later.
You get all that.
Yeah.
But again, going back to New Orleans, like in your chest, bare flat footed.
Yeah.
You probably had heels on. Yeah. Or maybe tennis shoes.
I probably had these on actually, to be honest.
Yeah, tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
Thanks.
That's really disrespectful. That's
You loved it.
Yes. I love disrespect.
Yes.
You know, I'm always somewhere in the corner in
Yeah,
the
like
back.
this.
I'm like, you hear this shit?
My hands got all sweaty. I was like, oh my God, he put me on the spot. Okay,
Cooking.
okay, here we go.
Cooking.
So
how big was that record, or is that record? Because we speak in the present.
Yes.
As my brother Rico Love.
Rico Love.
Shout out my
Speaking the
brother. We
present.
speak in the present. How big is that record?
It is in 2000 it is the present, but in 2008 it was so close to being, it should have been the #1 song of the year by 200 spins. 200.
Now, who bought them other 200?
spins.
Who bought them 200? You know we ain't gonna talk about who beat you. Whatever. We're gonna
But
go back to 08. Y'all
other,
can look it
the
up.
song that came in front of me was massive as well, which was "Bleeding Love" by Leona Lewis, who also was she was the winner. She was the winner of X Factor. The same year I was the winner of Idol. So it was really crazy how all that worked.
Yeah.
Shout out to Leona. I love her. But that song is definitely my biggest song to date, and it just passed the 4 million singles.
Come on,
4 million singles.
4 million singles.
But the streams,
streams is probably.
Oh yeah, the streams probably took you somewhere else.
Yeah.
I
know the streams are
I know
out
the
of
video is at like 300 million, I think, a little bit over that, but it's like the numbers are huge. Like I look at it and I'm like, I can't even believe that like this is the stuff that I've done. But that song, like, it's a living song.
Yeah.
You know, it it took on a whole life of its own without Chris and I performing it or doing any promo for it. We did it one time in 2008 and we just performed it again last year in August for the first time. I
have only performed it twice.
Ever?
So the first time is where? Is that on Idol?
Was on American Idol during the promo week right before it came out. We performed it on stage. And then fast forward, I got to perform it with him at his last concert of his Under the Influence tour.
14 years
in
later.
August. Yeah.
I know that was crazy.
It was awesome. It was great. It was so good. I was so happy that it happened. It was crazy getting there. Shout out to Dana because he called everybody and we tried to make it work and figure it out. And he does this thing at the end where he puts up all his like classics that everybody knows and loves.
Yeah.
And then he has the audience, clap, and whichever one they clap for the most, he'll sing. Because it was his last show, I think he just was like, I'm going to do everything. So he was singing all of them. And I was like, okay, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. And so I walked down there and I was like, okay, I have my in-ears and I just need you to
brought your in-ears with you?
I brought, what?
Okay, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I brought them with me.
Stay ready.
Prepared.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready,
Huh?
okay?
Yeah.
Shout out to Sugar Free.
Yes.
While we here.
Yes.
You know, I don't have my permit today, but if I did, you feel me. Go ahead now. Yeah.
So I was like, I have my ears. Give me a pack and the microphone and I will just wait. And if he calls out the song, I'm here. Like, I'm ready to do it. And so I'm standing there like, I don't know if it's going to happen or not. We'll see. Because the LA show, he didn't do no air. And so I wasn't there at that show, but I was heard from people who went, all my friends who went, that they didn't do this. He didn't do the song because the audience wanted something else. And so I was like, okay, this might happen, this might not. And so there's somebody on the side in his ears. I was like, hey, Chris, Jordan's here. He turned and said, what? And he looked at me and I was like, oh, good. He's happy to see me. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah. Not like you had to crash your stage.
Right. Because I was like, this could, I think this will be good. And he lit up and he was so excited. I ran up there and it was such a cool moment, like to be able to sing that. And especially because, when we recorded the song, we were kids. We were 17 years old. And I didn't know anything about like that kind of love, like a relationship kind of love. So I was singing from the perspective of losing like my friends or my family.
Yeah.
And so to go from then to now we have kids.
Yeah.
We got kids.
Yeah.
We're older.
You
like
singing
there's
it different.
You got some experience with the music.
It was different, and it was different to sing from that space. So I hope we get to do it again. I would love to do that again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really cool moment.
I'm bringing my in-ears next time I go to his show.
Just bring them.
Listen.
Just be ready.
Jay has in-ears now.
You never know.
I got my first set of in-ears.
Got his first set of in-ears.
Come on.
Does it feel weird when they put the stuff in your ear and you're just like,
Yeah.
trying to figure it out?
He wasn't about that life. He was like, nah, she be the monitors, dog. I was like, bro, you should have in-ears, man. I don't fuck with all that.
I get it though, because I always have one in and one out.
I
can't
need
do
to
both.
have, if they're not crowd mics, I can't wear them. Because I'm so interactive, and I have my routine, I have my set. I know how to get through my progressions, but I gotta hear it.
Yeah.
I gotta feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I gotta hear that girl screaming. Take that shirt
Oh,
off.
I was like, oh yeah,
she don't wanna hear no music.
no.
Oh no.
I was like, oh yeah, no. Wait. That's not what I meant.
I hope they're not screaming it at you.
Like, no.
I hope they're not.
But no, I get it. I love to I prefer doing it with just monitors because I like it that way as well. I want to hear the whole room. I want to hear everything around me. So I get that. I was introduced to in-ears on Idol. And I was like, this is weird. Like, it's weird because you're just in your own head
in your box,
as opposed to with everybody else. So I took one out. So I feel like this one's my dominant ear. I hear better with my right ear than my left one. So I keep.
Well, it's tough for me because I only have one ear now.
Oh no.
So now it's just like.
So you have one in ear and one out ear?
That's not even a good joke. That's not even.
People are laughing. They don't want to make noise in here.
You can laugh, George. It's
I'm
fine.
not laughing. What? I'm just sitting here.
One in ear, one out ear. Great, Jay. Great.
Shaboing boing.
Boing.
Dang.
So it's like
I enjoyed it.
Wait, how has that been? Like on a just a
serious
different
level.
Yeah.
laughing. You're crying laughing. Like that's how messed up.
I'm getting
that is.
serious now, man.
Because I want to know. Because I remember when you posted about it. See, I know you too.
Thank you so
She
much.
know you're a real person.
Thank you for caring.
I was watching. I went down the rabbit hole.
Thank you for caring.
No, but how is that? Because
Man,
I
care.
You care like a brother. You care like a brother
Jordan.
cares.
Step brother.
But no, I had in December, my ear just, I don't know what happened to it. Dana knows. I couldn't hear out of it. He'd be talking to me. I'd be like, what? And it felt so crazy because as a singer, that's so key and we need that.
Yeah.
How has it been since all of that happened?
I mean, once the vertigo went away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then, and it went from tinnitus to just being out, which was better. Because when it was the tinnitus, it always
I had
sounded
the ringing
like
too.
it was transistor radio. It was
Yeah.
always, electricity, like all that stuff. But once it just went out, it was better. You know what I mean? And then once the vertigo was gone, okay, now I can walk. My first time
Oh my
performing
gosh.
with it was on the Essence stage. So I got vertigo and I have one ear gone, and I'm trying to figure out how to do this before. Like it was almost fell twice.
Oh my gosh.
But
it's muscle memory.
Yeah,
And
I
you
mean,
know, like-
I know how to sing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I can figure it out. Just that the tough part about that process for me was the medicine. So it was all of the medicine I had to take, it's all the procedures I had to go through.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
literally getting a shot in your eardrum, and
Oh.
when you get a shot in your eardrum, you got to lay down and you can't leave for like 30, 40 minutes.
Right, because how would you walk after that?
As soon as you put the inject your ear, it's like, remember, been drunk, like drunk, super drunk.
Yes.
That's how it goes. It goes,
Oh no.
Everything starts sweating. It's crazy. It's fun. Like it's.
It was great.
I mean, you see why I'll be laughing because this is how you get through it, though.
Yeah, you gotta have humor. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's that. It's sitting in hyperbaric chambers and
Man.
high doses of prednisone and all of this stuff. Like it's just most people don't know like really know. Like I gave as much as I could.
Yeah.
But I got to a point to where I was so unrecognizable to myself. I was like, I didn't even know what to do at that point.
Yeah.
Like I had to buy new clothes. I was chubby. You know what I'm saying? Then when I started getting back into doing Tank stuff, Tank shows, it was like, is he gonna take his shirt off? And I was like, I can't.
Not today. Not today.
I can't. And I remember I did a show in Philly and we killed band show. Killed. I always have on nice clothes. And of course I couldn't take my shirt off. I wasn't myself. And after we get off the stage, we high five. We killed it. It was an amazing, great show. Everybody loved the show. And you see all, you can scroll through the love in the comments.
Sure. Yes.
But it's always that one comment.
It's written in red.
No.
It's written in red. You're like, listen, it's literally written in red in your mind. Yeah.
And the girl was like, I mean, Tank did an amazing show, but it's like he wasn't in his element. He didn't even take his shirt off.
Dang.
It's like,
In all caps.
In all caps.
Red. Red.
And that one comment, you know what I mean? It fueled me. I mean, the love, the love and the support and all that was great, but it like made me say, you know what? I got to get back to me.
Yeah.
I got to really get back to me. And so it was a process. It was a process, but I'm back.
Well, I'm glad you found you.
Yeah, I found just like a pod switch. It's like y'all too. Like, it's not just about you. You can't do this.
Yeah. You're the greatest one-ear singer of all time, baby.
Oh my God. Anyway, No Air was great.
Did you just?
You can't take him nowhere.
I don't really go nowhere anyway.
You know what I'm saying? You love him.
Oh my God.
You love him and you hate him.
Ooh.
I just make appearances.
Cry my eyelashes off from laughing, you guys.
No, I think that was a really dope moment for you and CB to come together and do that.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
I know that was
It was
really
dope.
moment.
And I was very happy that I could just see he was bouncing around on the stage all excited and I felt the same way. So the energy was really good. And, just to be able to, that song was huge for both of us, and it's taken on a life of its own without us having to do anything. Like we've both performed it, but we haven't done like the TV shows and the radio shows together. Like all the song just is an amazing piece in and of itself.
Yep.
And so it was really fun to be able to have that moment. And now he's over in Europe touring, and so far every night, that's the song that they've been picking. And the stadiums.
So then you're going to have to fly with your in-ears.
Hey, I'm ready. Listen, I'm ready. I'm ready.
One of my songs with him is not on the list, but I'm still going over there because
Just bring it.
I just think
Just bring them. Just bring it in.
bring
I
'em.
just think that him over there right now is just
When are you
a
going?
moment.
Can I come with you?
I'm leaving tonight.
Oh, dang, no. Okay, can I come with you?
tonight.
Come on. I am not playing.
That's awesome.
I have to.
Wait, which place you going?
Paris.
Nice.
I gotta see it.
Nice.
Like
Yes.
I had like even under influence tour. Like we flew to Tampa. I was like, I have to see it.
The show was so good.
You know
it
what I'm
was
saying?
really good.
Somewhere other than LA. Somewhere other than places where people are just entertain me.
Yeah, because they always get it.
I want to go see. I want to go where the fans are. You talking about 6 nights sold
Same.
out at the O2? Are
Yes.
you kidding me?
Yes. After not being there for
Over 10 years.
Yeah.
I said, this is history,
Flowers,
bro. We gotta.
flowers.
If your song when your song comes on, I'm
You
gonna
scream
use
the
as much
loudest.
as my falsetto as I can. I'm like, Chris, she told me
Okay, you can
I
do
can
that.
I can sing a little bit.
Yeah, please. By all means. Please do.
Try to do my thing. I want to say this, and I don't want to skip anything. First, no, let's go back. You're acting.
Okay, yes.
What's going on with that?
Currently,
This is what you do.
yes. Well, I've been auditioning, and I am very, very excited. I'm doing a Christmas movie in March. So next month, I'll be
Yeah.
doing another Christmas movie, and that one's for BET.
Come on now.
I'm very excited. I relate a lot to this script.
You know,
and
Tank got a lot of pull over there. He like the king of the BT.
the king.
TV1.
Okay, well, I need you to talk to them for me.
I'm like Denzel Washington of
He always got to go too
BT
far.
Radio
Good, because I
1.
really want to be a part of the musical process
Lifetime.
of this movie. So if you could just
It's
do a little knock over there, that'd
That's
be great.
Tubi himself over there.
I'm, you know,
Not Tubi.
my acting level, you know, when it comes to, you know, BT, TV1, Lifetime, you know,
Stay up at echelon.
Let's go.
I'm a pretty serious guy.
Yeah. You're in everybody's house every
You know,
day.
serious guys, if, you know, you need somebody to talk to somebody for, you know, just for a small percentage of 25, you know,
Let's go.
I'll be able
Let's
to.
go.
no, I just know you like your personality is so dope and crazy. I know how that
Thank you.
I know how that translates.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
no,
saying?
it's
screen television.
it's fun. So I want to do more. What I would love, I think at this point in my life, I want to do movies and stuff. I think that's great. I just would love to be able to be on like a really cool, like, not necessarily there would be romance, but I want there to be a lot of comedy in it. Like I think
Rom-com,
a
for sure.
rom-com like TV show with a little bit of drama sprinkled in would be awesome to be a
Yes.
part of.
Yeah.
Abbott Elementary, I cannot deal. I want to be on that show
That show-
so badly.
That show is great.
I want to be on it so badly. Please
Put it in the
shout
air.
out, put me in.
Put it in the air.
Put me in, coach.
We're gonna make this clip
Yes.
and we're gonna tag them.
Yeah.
Tell them right now. This is your camera.
Hi. I'm Jordin Sparks. I'm 5'10" from Los Angeles, California. Thank you for watching my tape. I would love to be on your show. I would love to be on that show. I think it's so fun, and the comedy is amazing. The writers are incredible. So it would be really dope to do that. But I love to do any type of acting when I can and when the opportunity comes through. Same with Broadway, because that's all of the things combined. I really love Broadway. I grew up watching a lot of musical theater and really loving that. And I love it because everybody has to come to me, number one. I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's a live component. So I get to sing live every night, but I'm also acting, also dancing, also.
Yeah. You get to flex every muscle.
Yeah, it's really fun. And I feel like if they get the opportunity to do it, they should, especially if they're in a different space in their creativity, because I feel like it just really helps work. 8 shows a night.
Oh, yeah.
With that. And it's like, you're constantly having to make it different for yourself because you're doing the same show over and over. And with Broadway, you can't just variate off of the song. You have to sing it the way they wrote it, unless you get approval to do certain things. So it's definitely an interesting place to be in, and it's also just I love it so much. It's so fun. I love all of it. I love everything that I get to do. I'm really grateful. I love anything that falls under the creative umbrella.
Yeah.
I did Dancing with the Stars, which was nuts. I can't believe I did
How'd
that.
you doing
So-
there? How'd you doing there?
I did good. I got I made it right before the semifinals. So I think sixth place. I made it a lot far. I mean, obviously I wanted to win, but I made it a lot further than I thought I was going to, because I don't know nothing about ballroom dancing. What I mean, I do now. I do now, but at the time I was just, it terrified me, but that's also why I wanted to do it. I was like, okay, this scares me, so let's try it. Why not?
You're literally just covering the whole facet of entertainment.
Completely.
Because the other thing, because, we all watch football.
Right.
You were all over the Super Bowl.
Yes. Yeah.
But in a whole nother way.
Yeah.
You didn't come as a singer.
Right. It was very interesting
You
to
were
be
a
there in that space.
correspondent.
Yes, I was.
That's something completely different than anything you have been known for.
Right.
Or from my knowledge, had even done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give us that process. Obviously, especially with dealing with a major corporation like the NFL.
Right.
That's a whole nother level.
So, I mean, because my dad played football, I've always loved sports, and I've sang so many anthems. I've definitely lost count. But being able to be a part of the Super Bowl in that way was really awesome and so different for me because, again, you're right. I sang the anthem at the 2008 Super Bowl, which was awesome. That was such a good game. That was helmet catch. The Patriots undefeated season got defeated in the Super Bowl. Womp womp. Then I sang the anthem for the Pro Bowl in 2015 when it was back in Arizona, and then I was able to come back this time and be an in-game host. So every time the game went on a break, myself, Cam Jordan, and MJ, I think it's Acosta Ruiz, I think that's her last name. We were up there and they put us on the Jumbotron and we were talking about the game. We were talking about what we saw, how the teams were doing. We were talking about the celebrities in the stadium. And then the great thing for me was being able to bring the Arizona connection into everything. And so they talked to me about, Arizona, how I bring where I grew up into my music and what it's like. And then we got to interview these two indigenous artists who help design like the designs in the stadium and on the tickets and all the Super Bowl stuff. So it was really cool to be able to do that. But I love doing it. If I had a teleprompter, I feel like I would have been even better. I only had cards, but it's okay. We make it work. Yeah. But I love doing stuff like that. It's fun. I mean, obviously, you can tell that talking is very difficult for me. It's just so hard. It's such a challenge. So for me, I love to do anything like that. So hosting is a lot of fun for me. Mm-hmm. I've done some co-hosting stuff with the Today Show as well. When I think it was Jenna might have been out, or Kathy Lee at the time might have been out, and so I got to co-host with Hoda on the Today Show in the morning, and I've done that a few times, and that was fun. And I did a pilot show for this it was like a food health type show, and I was a part of that for a little while. And so I just want to put my hands everywhere, and also I love to do it. I like it. I like the lights. I like the camera. I like the people. Yeah. It would really suck if I didn't like the people. Now, when I'm home, that's a whole different thing. I could go 3 weeks or a month without seeing another human, really, besides Dana and my son DJ. But when I am out and I'm doing my job, I have my wings out and they are open to just give whatever I can in that moment. So whether it's singing or it's acting,
you
or
can
it's
do
hosting,
all of it,
or it's dancing,
you can do all of it.
Yeah,
and that's really rare.
Thanks.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
There are very few Jamie Foxxes of the world.
Right.
And, these people who can encompass all of these moments and be great at them. You know what I mean? Like, that's tough. Yeah. But it makes life so much easier because, you're not banking on one thing
right
to be fulfilling for you.
Yes.
It's a gambit of opportunities that you can take advantage of and keep a smile on your face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely learned that lesson in the midst of recording my third album. So Battlefield album comes out and I'm like, okay, that was awesome. Toured, do the whole thing. I did Broadway, and now it's like, okay, what's next? So I start working on the third album, and in the middle of that, my A&R that I had went to another label, like what you were talking about earlier, how everybody moves around. Yeah. But I didn't know. So I'm working on the third album. He goes, I'm like trying to figure out what's happening. And he's not there. And I'm like, so who's my A&R? Like, I didn't know who it was. So that happened. And then because nothing was moving, I was already in the process of like auditioning because I wanted to try that. And then I booked Sparkle. And it was so amazing. I screamed. I remember getting the phone call. I was out on, I think I was here, and I was on the deck out, like there was like this little restaurant by the pool or whatever at this hotel, and sitting there, and they called, and I just screamed, and everybody was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I just was overwhelmed. I was so excited. So I did that, and I went and I did that, and we had to do all the press for the movie and all of those things. And as I'm doing that, I'm still recording here and there because they're like, oh yeah, just keep recording. And at this time, I still wasn't quite in the know of what they were doing, and they were just kind of dangling a carrot. But oh yeah, we've got this studio with this producer, blah blah blah. I'm not thinking, oh, this is going to cost me X amount of money every time I do this session.
Budgets.
Right. And I wasn't connecting that at the time. And So I'm recording all these songs and nothing is happening. Like nothing is happening.
Are
They're
you
just-
recording and on the movie at the same time too? You're doing all this together?
Yeah. So I'm doing press and all of these different things, and I'm trying to because I want to do my album, it'd be perfect, and all, like the coming off of the movie and blah blah blah. And nothing happens, and I just got really frustrated because I just I don't understand. And then it got thrown back in my face, like, you're not focused on music right now. You're doing that. And I said, I gotta feed myself.
Right.
Like, if you're not
But that was their out.
Exactly.
That was their out.
So it was, well, you're not focused on this. I was like, but I was before I had to audition for this so that I could survive,
And the fact that you were in a movie that connects to music. Like Sparkle is a classic
Yes.
music movie.
Exactly.
It's you know what I mean? And you guys were doing a remake and you're in the movie with Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not connect those worlds and promote it as such?
That was definitely my thought.
You know what I mean? And you're right in thinking that way, because those are the things that continue to keep you relevant. Because that's really, in this business, that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Relevancy. And that they try to take away from people. Oh, this person ain't relevant. This person. No.
Yeah.
When you're doing different things and you're still in the space, yes, you continue to be relevant because you're still working and you're still building.
Yep.
Sometimes people don't know how to connect those things for the greater good of the career.
Right. Right. And
You know what I'm
so-
saying? Like, just the fact that you're in a movie with a legend.
Yeah.
Did you ever have moments with her where you were able to even have conversations about the business or any of those type of things with her? Or
Not, I didn't get to spend a lot of one-on-one time with her like that. And when I did, I definitely wasn't thinking about business. That was not what I wanted to talk to her about.
Yeah.
I was like, I love you, But we did have this one moment where we were recording, we were shooting, and we were waiting for a camera to turn around. So that means we shot one person's view and then we flip around to the other side for those
Thank
who
you,
don't
because
know.
I
For
don't
those
know.
who don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
I'm
camera
with you.
turns around onto the other
Denzel
person.
Jr. knows.
Right. So they turn around over the other person's shoulder so you get the other perspective. So we were waiting for the camera to turn. And we were all in this room. So it was myself, Tamala Mann, Carmen Ejogo, Tika Sumter, myself, and then some of the producers and stuff. And we were all sitting in there waiting. And I put on a Kirk Franklin song. He comes all the way back in.
Yeah.
I put on a Kirk Franklin song and it was one of my favorites. And this woman just goes off at the end. And I was like, oh, her voice, every time she does this, I just, I flip out, blah, blah, blah. And when he goes, she's the one that did that, right? And I was like, no, I had no idea. I had no idea. And so she's standing in front of me too. And I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm going to faint. Like this moment is just too crazy. And I was like, man, I wish I could do that. And Whitney, she gave me this look like this, like, what did you just say? Kind of thing. And I was just like, yeah, I really wish I could do that. And she goes, you can do that. She says, don't ever let anybody tell you can't, even yourself, because you got this. And I was like, okay, anybody who has ever had an idol wishes they would, that they would say that to them. And I just in that moment was like, I can't believe this.
Words from the Queen.
Yeah.
Yes. And I remember that. I carry that with me for all of my performances, especially on ones where I'm just like, okay, this can be, this is a lot. This one's a little bit heavy. And I just hear her saying, well, you got this. You got this. And she really showed me that you can know somebody for a really short amount of time, but they can make such a huge impact on you. Like, you don't have to know somebody for 25 years to be like, they had the biggest impact on me. That's, they can, absolutely. But I knew her for maybe 6 months total. And I just, she really smacked some sense into me, really. She was just so sweet. Like, just, you can do this. Because I also was feeling really a big amount of imposter syndrome being on that film, because it was my first one I had ever done. And you have Carmen, you have Tika, you have Whitney, Tamala, Mike Epps, Derek Luke, Omari Hardwick. You have all these people who have done
This is what they do.
it's what they do. And I was like, God, please don't let me suck. Just don't let me suck. Just don't let me be bad. And so it was just really sweet and nice of her to, I don't think she was even thinking about that, but the fact that she said that really helped push me kind of out of that, where I was like, oh, I'm meant to be here. I'm supposed to be here. And then the final night, so the finale scene where I'm in the red dress and the whole thing, it took 3 days to shoot that scene, because we had to do my solo stuff, then my solo stuff with the background vocals, and my solo stuff with the background vocals and the choir, and then turn around to the audience, turn around to the wing. So it was a really big shot. And I was exhausted. I was so tired. It was basically the last thing that we were doing. And she came in when they were shooting just me. No one in the audience. It's me up there. I'm dying because it's just so much. And it was her day off. And she came in and she sat down and supported me in that last scene. And I will never forget that. Like, an audience of one, and it's Whitney Houston. Like, what? Wow. And I'm going to get teary just thinking about it. So after I was done shooting, she's like, come here, baby, come here. So I go down the stairs and she takes my face in her hands, and she's like, you are perfect. You are everything we could have wanted for this role, and you deserve to be here. And I just burst into tears. I burst into tears. If my legs weren't holding me up, I would have fallen on the floor. Like, I needed to hear that so badly at that moment. And the fact that she said that, and she meant it. She looked right into my eyes. She would she was so sweet. So we called her Mama Whitney because she played our mom. But that's how I always think of her, as Mama Whitney, because she was so loving. She was so kind. She put us on her shoulders. You know, they always try and say that there's all this competition and all this cattiness. There was none of that. Like, we just had the best time together on the film. And at least that was my perspective. I had the best time. And then we shot the last scene, and the next time we were all supposed to see each other was for the Grammy stuff. But the next time we saw each other was for her funeral. Wow. So it was really crazy to go from seeing the cast and like being so excited, Christmas break, and then we got back, and the next thing was we all saw each other again at her funeral, which was really, really hard. But in the top fives, she's it. She's it for me. So yeah. But anyway, so my acting was fun, but that was a moment I'll never forget that.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, it was just.
I don't think I'm gonna ever forget that. That's amazing.
She was so great. And I loved it too. I'm sorry, last thing I'm gonna say. She brought her Bible with her on set every single day. And it was always open on her little section, her little like vanity. And that thing was falling apart. Pages coming out of it, like the leather was faded, pieces off of it, highlighted, written in, ripped up. And that visual of her Bible has stuck with me all these years, because it just was like, she really, like, that's where she goes. That's what she leans on. That's where she goes. And I love that she was just like, you know, about her life and her past. She was like, and I'm here now. Like, I'm here now, and this is what I'm doing now. And she was amazing. I wish everybody who adored her and loved her got to see her in those kind of spaces, you know, absolutely. In those moments, because she was amazing. She was definitely a luminary, a light for sure. Yeah.
Whitney Houston.
Thanks. Whitney. Love you.
Whitney
Houston.
Wow. One more thing.
Yes. No, please. Let's go.
Wow. That was pretty awesome. I've heard new music.
Okay. Snap.
I've heard new music. You know.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, you came over. That's right.
Yeah. I've heard new music. I've heard some fly.
Thank you.
New music.
Thank you.
You know, and I, along with the people, you understand what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm part of the people, part of your people.
We're part of God's people.
Part of God's people.
God's people.
Not property, people.
The people.
Yeah. When are we gonna get the goods?
New music.
When are we gonna get a dose?
So, literally, the last 2 weeks have been trying to figure out which songs are going to make the album. Mm-hmm. You saw the list. Yeah. The list is extensive and very long. It's now up to 163.
Jesus Christ.
Up to 163.
163?
So I
Out of
want to
control.
take people on. I want to take people on an experience, you know, like I want to be able to sing the type of music that I want to sing, and they all might be different because you heard there's pieces of everything. I got R&B over here, I got pop over here, I got singer songwriter, I have acoustic, I have ballads, I have a piano ballad, power anthems. Like I have all of them, and that's all a part of me as well. So we're in the process of picking all of the songs for the album so it can come out by May.
Come on, man.
May is the goal.
Okay.
May is the goal.
Okay.
I gotta shoot the movie in the middle of all this, so we'll figure it out.
Come
but
on, movie.
that is the goal for that, and we're trying to also correlate it with a tequila launch.
Okay,
Yeah.
sipping on
Tú
some.
tienes tequila,
Yes,
my friend. You know how
yes.
I feel about this, baby.
Yes, tengo tequila. Sí.
I ain't tequila, man.
Yes.
That's what they call me.
Tequila man.
You know, in the barrio, that's what they call me, baby.
Oh my God.
You know, tequila, man.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They don't.
Yes, they
I
do.
can't give the name of it yet, but
Is it gonna be tequila man?
no, that would be a good one though. You should do that.
I should do
You should
that.
do it.
Start my new tequila
this.
called
Hey, we were talking about
Tequila
get the bag.
Man.
However we can do it. Go ahead.
Don't nobody steal my shit,
Yes.
baby. Tequila, man, coming soon, man.
Yes.
I just had a vision of you and white chicks. You know when they start the
Oh
when they
my
start the
gosh.
movie in the bodega.
That's not cool.
And Marlon, he brushed that little piece of hair right here.
Oh my God. He said,
Tequila, man.
Tequila man.
so yeah, so I'm
dope.
working on a bunch of different things, you know.
As you should.
I think for all of us, it's almost like not a trigger phrase, but I feel like people say it a lot now, but generational wealth, really trying to, now that I'm able to do so many things, now I have to figure out what things are going to be the most beneficial for me and for my family so that my ceiling is my son's floor. So he can just pop right up whatever he wants to do.
My ceiling is my son's floor.
Starts there.
Yeah.
That is
Yes.
a bar.
Starts there.
Yes. Thank you.
Start
Thank
them
you
off
very
right.
much.
That's a bar.
Yeah, so just trying to do that. So venturing off in different things. So tequila, and I really want to do skincare. So I'm looking
As
at
you
that as
should,
well.
yeah.
It would be really cool to do. I like tea. So I would love to do a line of really cool loose leaf teas with like little cups
My
and
wife
stuff.
loves tea.
I love that stuff. Like I
I
think it
don't
would be
get it.
fun.
And you got the perfect name for all these things. Your name is Sparks.
I know I can just use it
Everything's
for
sparks.
everything.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
just use it for
Spark
everything. So yeah, and you know, maybe venturing into other things that people might not expect me to do, which I can't say because it's got to be a surprise when it comes out.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can really be calculated with these kinds of
Exactly.
things and
Yes.
still just do what you love.
Yeah, calculated and
what I'm saying?
authentic at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So
That's really dope.
I love
I'm
it.
really excited about everything that's coming up, and like I want to. Oh, when you were talking about the fans, wanting to go where the fans are,
Mm-hmm.
I want to tour internationally. So I'm hoping this year I'll be able to do that as well. That's what I want.
you can do that.
I want to tour in Asia, and I want to tour in Africa, and I want to tour in Europe. I've never gotten
been to
to.
Asia.
I've never gotten to do those things. So
You're gonna kill that.
yeah, so I want to do
And
that.
summertime's coming up. That's a great time to do all of
Yeah,
that.
I want to see all my fans. I want to meet them all. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Just
Okay,
don't
so-
slide into the booth with her, okay?
Right,
Fans,
if I'm eating,
don't.
just
Don't.
Just
say hello.
say hello. I know you're eating.
And then we
But-
can take a picture as I'm walking out if you have the time to wait.
Wow, you've given us so many bars and so much life today.
Oh, thanks. You guys too. I love seeing you guys. Oh, where are we going?
Come on, man. Be talented.
Where are we going?
Tequila man. Yeah.
Tequila man. Jordin. Top 5. Your top 5.
Take it back. Take it back to the bar.
Top 5.
Okay.
Your top 5.
Okay, hold on. I got it for you.
R&B songs. R&B singers. Who are you gonna choose? Who are you gonna choose? Where's your top five? Five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five. Jordin Sparks top five. Your top 5.
With the breath at the end. Woo!
He learned that at his Idol audition.
He did. It was perfect. They said, "Oh, we can't give you any advice. Go ahead. You ain't got nothing for you." Okay. Top 5. I wrote it down on my phone because I just wanted to be. I have more than 5, unfortunately. Whitney Houston.
Kick it off.
Definitely.
Come on now, kick it off.
Mariah Carey.
Ooh.
Those 2 women I listened to my entire life growing up, and when you hear the new music, you definitely can hear the influence from them. I know this is 3 people, but Boys to Men
No, it's
4.
Yeah.
collectively as a group 1.
4 people.
Oh, 4. You're right. 4.
Is it
Sorry.
still 4?
You're right.
The originals.
But Boys to Men is definitely up there. Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Smokey Robinson.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And Usher.
Mmm.
I got to throw those in there. I know that's more than
She
5.
just
I'm
named
sorry.
like 12 people. But go
No,
ahead. It's
1,
okay.
2,
No,
3, 4, group
1, 2, 3,
6,
4.
7.
Group 6, 7. Listen.
6, 7.
Listen, Michael has been
Your
for
top 12.
like the last
Exactly.
top 18. The last couple weeks, Michael's a cappella vocals have been trending.
Have they?
Really?
Because you know the with the new software technology, you can extract everything singular, vocal, background, instrument, everything
Yeah.
separate.
They saying what Mike was really made of.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Kang!
Oh my God, Michael Jackson at 11 years old.
Untouchable.
I got to hear those.
At 11 years old, a cappella.
I gotta hear that. I gotta hear it. Wait, where did you find those?
No, they're floating around like on Twitter and all of it. They're just floating around.
Just look for Michael's
commenting.
vocals.
They did it's one of his older ones. They're doing the harmony. It was breaking down all the harmonies and everything. A cappella.
Oh, I would love to hear that.
Michael Jackson.
You gotta Google that.
I will.
Jesus.
Go listen to it on the ride home.
Right.
Listen, your top 57 was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
72.
Okay, now that's a lie. That's a lie. Although I have the same for my top R&B songs, so get ready.
You know what? Let's get to it because I feel like let's go. Come on. Top R&B song.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with Michael since we were talking
Yes.
about him.
Okay.
Earth Song is one of my favorite songs by Michael. Just the emotion, the feeling, and everything. Man in the Mirror, obviously. Dirty Diana, my faves.
Are those 3 songs in one?
That was 3 of Michael's because he's the king. So I just felt like I'd put all those in
Now
there.
you ain't getting no argument out of me.
Jordin Sparks. Do what you want to do.
We Belong Together. Mariah Carey. Love that song. It came out at such a pivotal time in my life. Like core memories to that song. Water Runs Dry. Boys to Men.
Yeah.
I love that song.
I
My
love
dad
that
used to
song,
sing it
too.
around the house. I remember him singing it, remember listening to it.
Could he sing it?
I mean, he was joking around when he sang it.
I'm
And
asking.
he would always sing it to my mom. He'd be like, "Don't do it, Jody." And I'd be like, exactly. That was this part.
Jordin. I love that.
And then I Want to Dance with Somebody, Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
I feel like that was such a pivotal song because it brought so much of the pop elements into her huge voice.
Yes.
And I feel like that really helped pave the way for a lot of like what we're doing now, and especially someone like me,
Absolutely.
who loves both sides of it, you know. And then Burn, Usher. And the last one is...
Oh, wait. She said
It's not 5, but the last one is you, actually. Your cover of I Can't Make You Love Me is one of my favorite songs.
Oh. Come on,
Like,
turn down the
you
light.
sing that song. Yeah, I don't even know what to even say. You sing that song so beautifully. Like, it's on our playlist. Look, he got tears in his eyes. Oh, no.
He said, what?
Oh, did you yawn? Oh, sorry. It's a great song. No, it's a great song. We had it on our playlist. Like, we played it all the time. It's one of my favorites. So
Shout out to
I
Craig
had to
Cowman.
put you in there.
Shout out to Craig Cowman.
Shout out to Craig Cowman,
Shout out to Craig Cowman.
who said, Tank, you should visit this song.
You should visit, just a little visit.
And I knew it. I knew the song. I knew
Yeah.
of the
I
song.
had no idea what the song was.
Really? I've known that song for a really long
Yeah, I've
time.
known
So
for
when
a
I
long
found your
time.
version, I was like,
Bonnie Raitt is my favorite version.
yeah,
Her version is
it's so
just,
beautiful.
It's just, it's the song.
Yeah.
It's what the song was meant to be.
Yeah.
And we all kind of do our best at, trying to,
Capture that. Yeah.
capture that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was
It's like
trying
10 remakes of that song.
I was trying to figure out how to have
So
my
many.
own moment with it, but every time I sing it live, I always revert back to her version.
It's hard not to.
I never sing my version
Yeah.
of the song.
I just like to
always
say
sing
that
her
God's
version.
people, they think it's Tank's song.
They kind of do think it's my song.
When you down in the Delta,
You down in the Delta.
when you down in the Delta,
Yeah.
they think
That's
Tank
great.
wrote, produced, everything. I'm
That's
like,
great.
I was like, y'all ain't never heard of Bonnie Raitt? They're like, no. They just, you know what? Don't worry about it. It's me.
It's mine.
all
Thanks.
me.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great.
But yeah,
that's
so
a great
sorry.
fun.
I know I have a hard time getting anything down to under 5. So,
It's fine. It's fine.
which is why I'm having such a hard time choosing the
Well, you got
songs for the
100
album.
160
so
songs. I
many.
don't know who.
It's so hard
I
to
don't
get
know
it
who does
under
that.
like 20.
63.
It's so hard.
Yeah, you really on some. Okay, we're gonna build a Voltron here.
Okay.
Okay, a perfect, in your world, the perfect singer.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? We want to know who you're gonna get the vocal from, who you're gonna get the performance style from, the styling, and the passion of that artist.
Ooh.
All right? Here we go.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Who are you going to get the vocal from? for
Only
this
one.
artist? One.
Probably Whitney. Definitely Whitney.
I mean,
Definitely Whitney Houston. Yeah. So vocals from Whitney. Okay. And
performance style.
then performance style. Michael. Definitely. Michael's like, I mean, he could just walk out onto the stage and it was commanded. You know what I mean?
Presence was just different.
Yeah. Yeah. His presence was
Stand there.
everything.
It was
Look at
like
the crowd.
It was like he was nice, but he was mean.
Yeah, it's bad.
You know it. That was great.
He had this. I'm about to fuck shit up.
Yep.
Yes.
Stance and
Respectfully.
look.
Respectfully.
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 Knowing damn well
It
he
was
ain't-
disrespectful.
you know what I'm saying? But he had it on him.
Yeah.
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 Like, I
Yes.
know he's not a gang member,
There's pictures.
but I feel like
There's pictures.
but I feel like
There is a crib picture.
I feel like
that
he might
floats
have
around
been
the
jumped in.
internet.
He might have been jumped in. I feel like
I got a couple crib homies, man. They think Mike was part of the
they
set.
They claiming. Now we put Mike on. We put him on like he really.
But you're 23, bro. Yeah, we put him on.
put him
we
on.
were there. Okay, so we have vocal,
Performance
presence,
style.
performance style,
Styling,
styling.
Yeah, the drip.
the drip. What you want me to put that shit on?
I mean, honestly, if I could dress the way that Chris dresses, I would. So I would say Chris Brown
flies
styling.
in.
I think, his everything.
His feet
yeah.
fly
He
unlimited.
built a house that's a closet
Saw
next to
that.
his house.
Saw that.
I
Yes.
try not to take
Tank be
things
stealing.
because I can fit
He be-
some of those
He be
clothes.
stealing. Or he don't really steal. It's Chris gives it to him, but I call it stealing.
Yeah, it's kind of stealing. Yeah.
Just borrow it for
I'm
a
like,
little
Put
bit.
it on and then ask for it?
No. I put it on like, man, Chris, this show
That's the way
this
to
is
do
crazy.
it. That's the way to do it.
This is crazy.
Got his scent on the clothes.
And I would pick stuff with the tag still on it. Man, this is crazy. I know you can't wear this no more. I ain't wore it yet. That's crazy. You should
You should let me wear it.
$17,000 jacket, huh?
$17,000 jacket. What you gonna do with this, boy?
Dang.
Let your uncle get a hold of this, boy. Don't let your uncle take it home, boy. He gave
can
me,
have it for 5
He
minutes.
gave me a YSL jacket, a fur YSL jacket that has gotten a video, 2
You gonna
performances.
use that thing? Let's go. I would do the
I
same
need
thing.
you to put another finger
2
up when you say 2 performances.
I was
Boy.
grouping the performance like how Jordan do her
My
top
top 5.
five.
Yep.
Scooping it in them.
Group it together.
Okay, all right. Styling, Chris Brown. I mean, he's
So we
just-
have Whitney
he's
vocal, presence
Michael.
of Michael, styling of Chris.
passion, the heart of the artist.
Ooh.
The fire.
Who be out there sweating?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's sweating, but I feel like because he's had such a long career and has written so much, I would say Smokey. Smokey Robinson's passion.
Yeah, because I don't think Smokey sweat. He too cool. I mean,
No, he too fly for that.
Yeah. He not gonna sweat.
I mean, he, you know,
Yeah.
he gonna sing about some gangbang, but he ain't gonna
Oh
sweat.
man.
Doing that dope,
Smoking that smoke.
smoking that smoke, doing that wrong. That's a thong.
No, don't. I'm not gonna let you do that.
Gang banging,
You went from that to gangbang.
gang banging,
He's still out there doing it.
cooking those fries. Them is all lies.
Smoking me and you gonna whoop his ass. Man. we gonna whoop his ass.
I'm really
man.
sorry that it's come to this,
We gonna
Smokey.
whoop
I
his
didn't
ass,
mean
Smokey.
this was a respectable thing that I was saying, but you know,
Smokey Rouse.
Smokey's
Smoke
passion.
is cold. No, Smokey's cold. I can
Yeah.
say nothing bad. But that's an amazing Voltron. That's an amazing Voltron.
Okay, are you really singing now?
I ain't saying no names.
Hey.
I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no name. Where you was, who you was with, what you did. Don't say shit. I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names.
Okay, that you should definitely like record that, keep that, use that. Don't anybody take that. It's takes. Don't take it. That was great. That was great. Okay, enough blowing your head out. Okay.
Oh my god. I have to deal with this guy, man.
Tell her, Jay. Tell her.
Laughs all day.
So,
Yes.
you heard the intro. You know what's coming. You watched the show. Huh? Oh, okay. She get to the phone.
Uh-uh.
Oh
She
no,
did-
no
I was
phone.
about to say,
no,
I
I
was about
was
to
about
say-
to pull this out because this story.
Oh, get
Oh.
right. Huh?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Gloss up for this one.
Yeah, gloss up for the
Yeah.
story, baby.
Just get this. Let me set this up before
You know?
I.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
So while you setting up, I'm gonna tell the people what it is.
Wipe
What
it down.
is. Yeah, come on. Right? Huh?
yeah.
Shoulders.
Come on.
Yes. Yeah, shoes. All the way down.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, this is where you tell us a story, funny or fucked up, and the travels of Jordin Sparks. Huh? The spark herself.
Spark.
Huh? You know, somebody you might have had to knock the spark out of.
Oh, now come on now.
If you know,
I've
if
thought
you
about
wanted
it.
to. Oh, sure.
I've
They
definitely.
could have got it.
Yeah,
They
could.
could have got it.
Coulda ran
They
up
could
on
have
you.
got it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But you're an American Idol. So, you know, you have to move a certain way.
Chilling.
Right.
You know, but do one
I got
thing
people for that.
Yeah. We bringing the
kidding,
mask
I'm
back
kidding.
out. We bringing the mask back out. Yeah, I've been trying. Ruben still ain't brought my mask. But you know what? It's coming at some point. Funny or fucked up? Funny or fucked up?
Okay.
Or funny and fucked up? The only rule and the name of the game is I ain't saying no name.
Yeah.
I ain't saying no names.
This
Okay.
is Jordin Sparks.
I ain't scared of no ghosts. I ain't
ain't?
saying no names.
Neither one of them.
Okay. So he already knows where I'm going, which is funny. Okay. So I had a session with this person and I was really excited for this session. I had known who this person was. I was a fan of one of the songs they put out, and so I was really looking forward to it. And this person comes in, and you know, he walks in. I first of all, I meet him the day before our session. He stopped by one of my sessions. He came in, was super nice, super cool, decked out in all different types of designer names everywhere. They were all different, lots of diamonds and jewelry. And I was like, oh, okay. Cool. Do you? He looked great. I was like, cool. So we chopped it up. We talked for a little while. He was really nice. I was really excited for the session the next day. Next day comes. It's time for the session. He's not there. Waiting for like, okay, it's LA, maybe traffic. We live kind of out in the cut. So like, all right, give him like 20 minutes. Still not there. Keep going. What is that? Keep going and try and wait around. He's still not there. So at this point, it's like 2 hours past start time. Oh. And he finally walks in the door. And I was like, oh, hi. Like, glad you came. Like, how you doing? And I'm usually really good at giving people grace, right? Like, the entertainment, we're busy. Some things can happen. Some things go late, whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. No worries. Let's get this song done. So we have the music up. Oh, also, he walked in with 2 other people. I had no idea who these people were. Now, my space, which you've seen, is at my house. Okay. Yes. And so he brings these 2 people to my house without telling me or letting me know or even asking. That was the first thing that I caught where I was like, that doesn't really sit well with me. So he comes in, he has these 2 people come in, and then we're trying to write and I'm trying to do all this stuff. And he has one phone here and one phone here. And on both phones, he's looking at himself. And I was like, what is happening? And so he's like looking at himself. He's talking about all the things that he's doing and everything that he's done while he's been in town and blah, blah, blah. And he pulls up a performance that he did. And, we all watch it. It was great. And he was very impressed with himself and what he did. And nobody can do this. Nobody's doing it like this. And I was like, oh, okay. And so, okay. So he's just doing that. And that was cool. Cool. He was proud of what he did. Got it. Watched it. I come out of the booth. He's replaying it. He's playing it again. And I was like, okay, I don't know what to do in this situation because I was just like, we got to get this session done. And so we're writing, and then all of a sudden the 2 gentlemen that he brought with him start inputting, trying to write. And I'm confused, like, this is not what we discussed. It was supposed to be myself and you and the other writer that I had, I think, at the time. And they started, and I'm like, I don't know these people. I don't even know if they weren't. I was like, I've never seen these people before. I don't know if they're in the industry. And he didn't say they were. He didn't really say what they were doing. So they start trying to record. And then
they start trying to record?
They start trying to write. I'm
They
sorry.
Okay.
They start trying to write. And so then I go over to my engineer at the time and I look at my phone and I see the time and I'm just like, I have 2 more hours. I just have to just power through these last 2 hours because the session was going to end at a certain time. Yeah. And we keep going and I am like, okay, do you want to lay this part down? Like, because we were supposed to be doing a song together. And I was like, do you want to lay this part down? And he goes, well, the way my time is set up, I can't go in there right now. And I was like, it'll take you 2 seconds to do it. And he says that and I go, fine. So I go into the booth, I lay it down in 10 seconds. I come out and he's gathering all of his stuff to leave. And I was like, and he was like, well, yeah, I'm going to go. I'm kind of hungry. I'm going to go get some food. And I was like, okay, no problem. Thank you for coming. See you later. Yeah. And he left. And I saged the entire studio. I saged every corner. I threw salt over the door, like the little way. And I did the booth too. And I never let anybody smoke in there. But I put my sage all over the booth. I was like, no. His energy was it was not. And I haven't dealt with a lot of people like that. Like usually my sessions are really cool because it's fun. We're supposed to be having a good time, you know? He made it all about him and himself. And I just was like, we will never do this again. Like, I'm good. So fast forward 2 weeks, we go down to Atlanta and we're doing more sessions. And Dana's like, hey, so-and-so wants to get back in. And I was like, no, I'm good. He goes, but hey, who knows? It might be blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, sure.
He said Grace.
Yeah, he said Grace. And I was like, all right. So But the whole time in the back of my head, I'm like, this is gonna be some BS. Like he's
Right.
gonna pull some shit. So we're sitting there. Again, he shows up 2 hours late. And I'm like, okay, this is just. So he finally gets there because we were already going to be in the session. So we started working anyway.
Right.
So he shows up, same thing. Hey, how you doing? No, like nothing acknowledging what happened before.
It's a new day.
And so I was like, okay, which I understand. Cool. So he comes in, he brings somebody with him again, but it's his girlfriend or girl at whoever. So it wasn't her fault that she's just along for the ride. She doesn't know. So I don't hold anything against her. I'm still like, this dude didn't ask again. He's just bringing people to the session. Like I have closed sessions. My sessions aren't just anybody can come. Like
just come on in.
I have done those, but for the most part, I it's closed. It's whoever's supposed to be there and myself and the engineer, and then we're good unless a producer comes. So he comes in and he's like doing all this stuff, and he goes in and lays down one melody. And then I'm sitting trying to pick out all the pieces. So we lay the melodies. For those who don't know, sometimes how I work is I go in, I lay down a whole bunch of melody ideas, then I come out and then I pick and kind of puzzle piece and figure out how to make the song sound the best way. So I'm doing that. We've got like his one take, but I've done like 5 different takes of melodies. So I'm going through them all and I'm looking back and I'm like, hey, does this sound good to you? And he looks over, he's watching the TV, not paying attention. And I'm like, does this sound good? And he goes, yeah, whatever you decide. With the hand. And I was like,
Not the hand.
I was like, okay. Yeah.
Lord Jesus, not the
So
hand.
we finally get it. I finally get the melody takes together. I go sit down. I'm like, okay, let's write. Are you ready to write? He's like, yeah, cool. So then we like sit down for maybe 2 minutes. It's literally 2 minutes. And he goes, I'm hungry. And I'm like, okay, well, we can order some Postmates. Like, let's order some food and we can eat when it gets here. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to go eat with my dad. He's here. He just called me and says he wants to have dinner. So I'm going to go. And I was like, okay, go ahead and do that. You go ahead and do that. And I was so mad. I will never work with that person again, ever. Never, ever, ever will I ever work with that person again.
Didn't finish the song. No song.
I finished the song.
No, you finished. Okay.
It's a great song. I wrote the song.
Yeah.
I did the melodies. I
was
put it
that
all together.
about?
I don't know. I have no idea. And I hope. Yeah, I hope it doesn't happen to anybody else, but I can't say that it won't just because this person is very much into themselves and only themselves. I could understand if I was coming into his session. Okay, I want to go eat now. Okay, cool.
He wanted to get in with you.
Exactly. He knocked on my door. Not the other way around. So that was last year or a little bit early last year. And I just was like, I'm good. So the lesson here is when people show you who they are, believe them.
Believe them.
Yes.
And when they show you their colors, don't try and repaint those colors. Because it'll just turn to brown shit. Don't do it.
God damn it.
Don't do it. Do not do it.
Brown shit?
Yeah, you mix all the paint
Jesus
colors and it
Christ.
just
And then
turns
it
brown.
just ends up turning
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I'm you know me. You've met me, you see me. I'm usually very good with being able to give people grace and dealing with stuff, and I was pissed off. I was so mad. But the song that I wrote was really good.
You held it
it's
together.
really good.
And you held it together because this is what you've been preparing for. You can deal with all, because some people just get thrown off. Now the session is messed up. Now you don't finish.
Now we fight.
Oh no.
You know?
Definitely not that. No, I was like, okay, well, if you're going to mess this up for me, I'm going to figure out a way to finish it, because you're not going to mess up I came out here for a reason.
And now you understand budgets.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was like, you wasted my
we gonna
time.
do something
Time is
with this
money.
time.
Okay.
You ain't gonna trick off my time.
Exactly. But yeah, that's my no name story. I wish I could, but I won't. I won't do that. I'll let other people discover
would be
that.
a good one to know who acted and asked.
Well, you might work with them one day and find out yourself.
Yep. You might mess around and find out.
I'm gonna bring my people with me.
right?
Jordin
All the
Sparks.
people.
My Jordan, so she could just tell you at the door.
Not
No.
No. You
No.
can't come in.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not write a melody. Thank you.
Jordan,
No,
you're awesome.
Thanks.
Nah, this has
I love
been
sitting
great.
with you guys.
This has been great.
Yeah,
It's been fun.
You're super awesome. You're super fun. I can't imagine anybody anywhere would have a bad thing to say about you, and
Thanks.
I think that's the intangible, man. Just being a great person, a person that people want to be around, a person that people just want to cheer for, want to see win.
Thank you.
And you have the gifts.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So yes, you're cheating.
Mix it all into what?
you're
Super Chico.
You're cheating. You're cheating. Shout out to your family.
Yeah.
Of course, your loved one is in the building. The baby's awesome.
Yeah,
I just
that's
think you're dope. We're blessed to have you.
Thank
And
you.
You
No,
know
this
it
was
goes
a lot
without
of fun.
saying whatever you need from us.
Thank you. Always.
Anytime.
Well, we gonna do this song.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
happen. We're gonna do
Listen,
this.
once you narrow down your 160
I know.
and you figure out what you need,
But see, that's the hard part. Sorry, I know we're done.
No,
but
you
that's,
good, you're
the,
good.
that's the hard part. That's the hard part is trying to narrow it down, but also still being creative in the process. Like we're not going to stop doing sessions. So then,
Can I give you some advice?
yes,
Stop.
okay,
Stop.
works for me.
Stop.
I'm tired.
Because
yes,
160,
yeah,
you have 20 albums.
I do.
That if we're just talking landscape in terms of streaming and content and all this, all of this music must see the light of day.
I want that.
Put it all out.
I want that.
Put it all out.
All of it must see the light
Album
of
week.
day.
He putting out album week.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Or album,
That part.
album every 2 weeks.
so you're not.
Yeah, once a month.
Stop.
You got enough for once a month for sure.
Dive into what this body of work represents. You know what I mean? Like me, I always like to build the theme first,
Sure. Yeah.
and then compile everything that fits into that theme. So I get to narrow down really, really fast. Great records too,
Yeah.
that just don't fit into the theme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then give us something.
It's coming.
Please.
It's coming.
Come on.
It's coming. I want to. I'm
Come
excited.
on!
I'm excited. But no, what else has been cool is in the last 6 months, I've put out more songs than I have in the last couple of years. So I'm proud of
There's
myself.
that. There's
So
that,
I'm
yeah.
very proud of myself. So my fans are definitely getting fed, I guess. That's the phrase. They're
yeah.
definitely getting fed. So
God's people are being fed.
yes, they are.
Jordin
Hey,
Sparks and guys.
breaking that bread. Okay,
Breaking that-
I'm turning those 7 loaves into, I'm feeding all the 5,000.
I like it. I like when Jesus turned water into something alcoholic.
Tequila man.
I love that. Tequila man.
Thank you guys so
Turn
much.
water
This is
into
R&B
tequila,
Money. I'm Jordin Sparks. This is Tank and J Valentine. We'll see you next time.
You know what? Shit. There it is.
R&B money.